And welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having this evening?
Oh, you know me, some Tito, some orange, some cranberry. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
Well, you know me, I'm having my J. Lore Cabernet 7 Oaks as per usual. Well, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez have made history winning the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. The Rock has an offer for Cody Rhodes, and we preview the WWE Elimination Chamber 2025. It is Friday, February 28th, 2025. This is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
She's been telling me all night long. Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round when he's let it go. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Welcome back in. Happy Friday, everybody. If you are new here, welcome in. Hit the old like and subscribe. If you are a regular, we love having you and knowing what you're thinking and what you're drinking. We have an action-packed Friday night show tonight. We are previewing WWE Elimination Chamber 2025. 4 matches on the card. And we're going to go through all, as well as one big decision to be made. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of that. But before we get to that, we normally open every show with our funnest segment of the show, Nikki's non-kayfabe news, but a little bit light this week. So we have decided we are going into the play-in rounds of WrestleMania March Madness, main event madness. So all 40 main events of WrestleMania, we put, with the help of it, into a bracket for March Madness. So because there's 40, we had to get down to 32. So we have 8 WrestleMania main events that we're going to go through tonight and vote on. So your vote matters. So
You the people!
Yes. You're going to write in the chat which you thought was the better main event, if you remember it. If you like one in particular better, that's how we're going to do this. So it's WrestleMania March Madness themed. We're going to have the bracket of 32 by the end of this weekend. So tonight is part of a 2-part series that we will finish on Sunday as we recap also Elimination Chamber. But we will go into the play-in rounds to narrow down our field of 32 WrestleMania main events.
Can we just, for a hot second, tomorrow's already March.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like January was like 7 years long because January is always long. But I feel like even though February is a short month, I feel like I blinked and it's March.
Mm.
Time flies when you're watching wrestling.
Well, it's spring. It's WrestleMania season. That's why we're so excited.
We're on the road to WrestleMania.
The madness begins. So, again, the rules are pretty simple. We had trouble getting polls in here. So, we're going to put it into the chat. Nicole and I each have a vote. You all have a vote in the chat. So, we'll start and we'll read them off. But we'll give you a little bit of idea of what WrestleMania Madness is all about.
I'm a little sad we're not wearing Macho Man shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wear one on Sunday.
Yes, you'll have to. But this is a little bit about what WrestleMania March Madness is all about. Pump it up. So, Nikki,
Yes, babe.
this is the opening rounds, or the play-in rounds, excuse me, not the opening rounds, I should say, but the opening of
I don't these
the
brackets.
madness. So,
You are bad.
we will see the seeds. We're going to go one by one through the matchups, but I'll give you a little preview. I was going to release this on our YouTube page. I should have done it, but I didn't do it early enough. But here's a preview of there's 8 WrestleMania main events. These were ranked by mostly by AI because there's so many. But the 8 worst, in theory, by I guess fan votes and a bunch of other things, ranked. So they're going to play off against each other head to head, and we're going to vote on which one was better, and we're going to eliminate one by one until we have the greatest, a consensus from the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour and all of our listeners and all of our audience of what the greatest main event of WrestleMania was in the 40-year history. This year will be 41.
Next year we should do a different.
Yeah,
Maybe
we'll
best
figure out something.
manias of all time.
Yeah, we'll figure out something better.
Because like there's some mania cards that are just one match cards.
Yeah, sure. So that being said, let's take a look at some of the matchups.
It's not a free time for WrestleMania. It's not a free time for WrestleMania. Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, you love that song.
I love that song.
This
We
song
play
is
it all
fabulous.
like mania, like mornings and afternoons. That's all we play.
It gets you going. So we start the first matchup in WrestleMania
Oh,
March Madness. The
oh.
play-in rounds. So, Nikki, we have
Oh.
WrestleMania 9, Yokozuna versus Bret Hart versus, which is ranked as the 33rd seed, going into this, versus the 40 seed, WrestleMania 32. Sorry, Nikki. Triple H.
Why are you saying better to me?
Triple H.
Oh my god. No, well, this was dog shit. Sorry. Ugh.
So we'll take you through a little bit of the backstory, or as much as we can find without going too overboard, because there's a bunch of matches. But Yokozuna versus Bret Hart. The odds of Bret Hart successfully defending the WWE Championship against Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9 were long, as he was giving up hundreds of pounds to his challenger, Yokozuna. The Hitman, however, proved in the main event that he was long on courage, taking it straight to the 500-plus pound nonsense. Hart had Yokozuna locked in the sharpshooter, and it seemed to have pulled off the victory until Mr. Fuji threw salt. It's salt? Oh, they're calling it salt.
It was salt. It was salt in the ice.
I thought it's powder.
No, because
Because, like, what's his name? Who just did it? Oh my God, Paul Ellering.
no, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know. I thought it was salt.
But yes, so they're calling it. Well, this is WWE.com calling it salt. So we're gonna go with take their word. So he throws salt in his eyes. Yokozuna dropped the leg on a blinded Hart to win the match and claim his WWE title. But then,
Because this was technically not me.
not gonna work for me,
brother.
Who shows up but Hulk Hogan?
And a black eye from a jet ski accident.
To save the day and come in to challenge the newly won champion and defeat the monster foreign heel.
Just like one leg, like just 2 leg drops is your main event of WrestleMania. Leg drop. I don't care. But yeah, no. So Bret went in as champion, salt in the eye, powder in the eye, lost. Then Hogan the hero comes out, leg drop, wins the belt from the foreign heel. And he does that, like, I don't know if you probably don't have that photo.
No.
But it's that famous photo of he's like this, and he's like, or like holding the belt, and he's got the black eyes. Oh God. It's one of the first manias I vividly remember. And God, it was like, I thought it was so cool back then, because it was like, like the row, it was like, obviously at Caesar's Palace, and this whole big thing. Then looking back, and I was like, oh God, this is terrible. This is terrible. So.
Better match. All right. So, They're taking on Triple H,
Ugh.
WrestleMania 32's main event. Triple H defending the WWE title against Roman Reigns,
The
which
terrible experiment of trying to get a babyface, newly broken up Shield Roman over as the big dog.
so as the story goes, Roman Reigns was feuding throughout the year with the Authority. He was trying to get Triple H was trying to get Roman Reigns to join the Authority. Ultimately, at Royal Rumble, the belt, the WWE title, is on the line, and Triple H, surprisingly out of nowhere, shows up as entrant number 30.
Yeah, it was like the Authority, because Roman had the belt, and they made him defend it, and there was such a big deal. It was the first time since '92 that the belt was on the line in the Royal Rumble. And then, of course, Triple H comes out at 30. I believe this Royal or the other Royal Rumble when they have the United Nations. Was that what they're called? Sheamus, Barrett, League of Nations. At this point, that pulled him out of the Rumble, and then that was the Rumble. But basically, that's how and then Triple H eliminated Roman, won the belt, and then had this no one cared about this match.
Yeah, everyone hated Roman. And
it was
Triple H was getting cheered as a heel, so there was a lot to go along with it. Ultimately, Triple H ends up on top in this match. Oh wait,
no.
sorry, I got it wrong. I don't know why it shows Triple H. Yes, Roman Reigns hits Triple H 3 times with a spear to a third time to finally.
I was think Vince's grand plan was oh, if he beat Triple H, if he beat the Authority, we're all gonna root for Roman. No. And it was I know one of the before 34. I think this was one of the longer ones or one of the longest ones at Dallas.
Yeah, but yes. So these two are head to head. So put in the chat. Let us know which of these you liked better. I know, but it's tough. It's going to get tougher. I think as these are the easy rounds.
I think.
Nikki, I'm going to need you to write these down.
No, I already have a sticky note. You already told me. I have a sticky note. I think I'm gonna have to go Roman Triple H just because of not liking Hulk Hogan.
Unbelievable.
I know it's picking I don't know, dog shit over dog shit. Do you want cat shit or do you want dog shit? So since we're going to big dog, I'm going with the dog shit.
Fair enough. This one for me is it's just nostalgia. I barely remember. I do remember. We young lad. But I'm actually going to go Bret Hart Yokozuna here because I thought, Hart had him in the sharpshooter. Hart always works a better match. So, to me, it was going to be a better match. Even though against a big 500-pound guy that, at that point in time, Yokozuna could move. So, I'm of the belief that was the better. So I'm going with that. But again, let us know in the chat. We need tiebreakers. Steven, some of you folks here on X, Twitter, YouTube, let us know in the chat which was the better match.
Oh my God.
The one you liked, not necessarily the better match, but
again, this is definitely going to be the gambit. I feel like story. In ring work, obviously weighing more, I know pretty high is Hogan Andre. I personally don't hold it as maybe a higher regard as other people. But it's a lot of factors in going into this. For me, it's just poor Bret went in jail.
Yoko was it? Yeah, it might have been. It doesn't. This one doesn't. I'm not on the. Actually, if I go to the Wikipedia page, I can find out real quick. Yes, these are Las Vegas.
No, it was Vegas because that's when they had the whole Roman Coliseum, and Bobby the Brain came out backwards on a camel.
Yes, this is Vegas. Yes. So Close, but no cigar, Steven. Steven, put in your vote. We need a deciding vote here. Or one of the others. Someone's got to chime in here before we move on to the next one.
All right, and then we just cover this.
I feel like Steven's going to go with me.
Steven! I'm right there with you, sister. You gotta, I know it hurts for a second.
You just got to rip off that Band-Aid.
I don't think they're both terrible, but I'm just going with Triple H Roman because the Mania didn't end with Hulk Hogan in the middle of the ring looking like an ass. So.
Well, there's a lot of main events that end up with Hulk Hogan in the ring looking like an ass. So.
First, 9? Oh.
But Nikki, we got a few more to get through. So
yeah, let's move on, and we'll circle back.
Put the votes in the chat as we're going through. So we move on to now what is going to be the 34 seed WrestleMania 11. Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow against 39 seeded WrestleMania 25 Triple H versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, it was the Royal Rumble. They said it was like the 25th anniversary. And I'm like, that's not how anniversaries work. The first one isn't an anniversary.
So the Bam Bam Bigelow one obviously had a lot of lore. It started right around the Royal Rumble.
At the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, at the Royal Rumble with Money Inc. at the time. Bam Bam Bigelow being part of Money Inc. with the Tonka and IRS and who else? There's another one. I got a blank on it. He had another.
Virgil?
Oh, King Kong Bundy was in it too. I don't know if Virgil was actually in Money Inc. But yes, so they were ringside. Lawrence Taylor was ringside. Bam Bam gets up in his face.
Well, like Bam Bam got eliminated from the Royal Rumble, and then in front of Lawrence Taylor, and then there was some jaw jacking back and forth.
Did he get eliminated? Was it the Royal Rumble or after? No, he got eliminated from the Royal Rumble and he started jaw jacking.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
I thought you said he got eliminated in the Royal Rumble. I interpreted it wrong.
No, he was in the crowd. Bam Bam got thrown over. He was in front of LT, and then the jaw jackins.
Yes.
And I think, didn't Bam Bam shove it? One of them shoved each other, I believe, at that point.
Bam Bam shoved LT. And what ended up happening was Bam Bam ended up shoving LT got back in his face, and then that set up ultimately what was the WrestleMania main event at WrestleMania 11. LT comes out with, it seems like 50 NFL players, a lot of Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers. I remember it was weird because like the 49ers and Cowboys like had such a huge rivalry in the 90s. So like this be like Ken Norton Jr. and I think it was like Charles Haley, like the defensive lineman that all like jump ship and stuff from the Cowboys to the 49ers. It was just interesting to see all those players. It was like one of the first big, pretty much the NFL crossover. And now you look at, guys like George Kittle, Rob Gronkowski. I mean, it may have inspired guys like Bill Goldberg to get into wrestling, Roman Reigns, who were, ex-football players, Braun Breaker now. Mm-hmm. So it definitely was an interesting, angle and things of that nature. Okay.
Wasn't Lawrence Taylor was a giant though?
Yes.
Why was Dallas people with him?
Oh, it was all NFL players that were like because remember, like Money Inc. had the factions. So I think
because I remember because it was my dad got me into wrestling and doing all that, and it is another Royal Rumble that stands out to me so much because my dad loved Bam Bam but also loved LT. And before we get the Bad Buddies and the Logan Pauls of the world, this was probably the best celebrity match of that era for a while.
Yeah.
That again, someone big that's athletic again, and this wasn't a blow away match, but I think kind of gave it more than we saw from other celebrities at that point.
Right. So the complete antithesis of this is now you go from a celebrity to just two full-time wrestlers. Right at the time, Triple H defending the WWE Championship against prime legend killer Randy Orton. Right after, so he's basically as the the story goes, the confrontation between WWE Championship rooting WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view, where Orton wins the Royal Rumble and then proceeds to, over the course of weeks, assault the McMahon family. Maybe you didn't hear something.
Isn't that the whole thumbs down, thumb up story? Or is that one of the
No,
key
that was, I
stories?
think, after. Because this is Legend till this is the second time. So you
Never mind.
RKO'd Stephanie McMahon, he punted both.
Is that when he kissed her?
I think so.
When Triple H was again, we were literally, there was no time to do more research than I wanted. I worked till quarter 6. But this one he was handcuffed and he punch her and then he went down and like kissed her, and that's when they're like, oh, they're actually like together in real life sort of deal.
Maybe
I could be
remember
confusing
this.
all my Rumblies. Or
I didn't.
but wasn't this one on me? And I was taking to you. I don't remember if it was Taker Shawn or is this Rock Hogan. But the match
Taker
went.
Shawn.
It was Taker Shawn. It was like there was a match that went on, whatever went on before this or other matches like should have made and was better, and like the crowd was just burnt out by the time this match came on.
It was Taker
That
Shawn.
didn't really have the oomph that maybe it should have.
So, as the match goes, so here's actually the stipulations. Match contested Triple H and Orton. As per pre-match stipulation by Vicky Guerrero, if Triple H had been disqualified or been counted out during the match, he would have lost the title to Orton. Because again, heel Vicky Guerrero GM is always stacking the cards, etc. Right? The champion had the sledgehammer. Triple H had the sledgehammer in hand, only relinquished it prior to entering the ring by throwing it through a glass wall early in the match. He did everything in his power to hurt Orton without being disqualified. Orton preferred a back body drop. Triple H on the Smash Announce table. A lot of ensued. After executing RKO on Triple H, Orton tried to gain more advantage, went off the rock.
But didn't the referee go down and he did something anyway and then won?
Yeah, so Triple H delivered a punk kick. So as Orton made his way back into the ring, Triple H delivers a punk kick to Orton. And then took his sled, because Orton gets the sledgehammer, because he's about to hit him with the sledgehammer. And he gives him a punk kick, and then hits him with a pedigree for the championship. So he steals his patented move to ultimately hit his finishing move. So, again, maybe you could argue prime-ish Randy Orton.
I think it's hard for me when, again, you win the Royal Rumble and then you don't win the championship match.
Right.
And at this point, the up-and-coming Randy probably needed the win more over Triple H. But I think, was this a little after the Reign of Terror or during the Reign of Terror?
It's for Triple H's Reign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because it's a spinning belt.
Yeah, it's way after.
But tell us all what you think. But I'm kind of going the complete opposite of what I said for the first bracket. I am for nostalgia and love and remembering this match and Salt and Pepper singing "What a Man," and I just remember just so vividly in the house watching this with my dad. I'm going LT Bam Bam.
This is where I will agree with you. The nostalgia, I just voted nostalgia for Yokozuna, Bret Hart, even though it wasn't the greatest. So I'm sticking with that too. I just think it was better. Although, again, the Randy Orton stalker, legend.
Yeah, I feel like the lead, like, again, was the one they were like going, like they went into it.
Yeah, one group. Stephen agrees. It's unanimous right now.
Oh yeah,
More
that's
people
like
are chiming in the chat.
Sorry, I'm just taking notes to make sure I am.
Yes.
I was like, Nikki said LT and Bam Bam. Nick and Steven agree. But I don't know, it's just like, I don't know. I just that fun. Like, again, it's like having the celebrity come in and do an act carry, and then I think maybe Bam Bam carried him to get a match. And I think for that time, I think it was very new and dynamic, and like I was like, oh, we never seen this before, and
it was exciting.
Yeah.
I like football. I like wrestling. I get to see both.
Yeah, and having again our Jersey boy in the main event. We love our Jersey people.
So, unless there's any other votes coming in, it's looking like LT Bam Bam's
I know.
At least moving
It's
on.
just gonna make. I'm sure whatever it's up against is gonna lose, but
Well,
let's let them win thing.
Get one.
I know. I
Get
just
one.
like love Bam Bam.
So, Nikki, we move on to the third of our 4 matchups tonight.
Mhm.
This is a good one. More Hulk Hogan. 35 seeded WrestleMania 2. Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy inside a steel cage, the old school steel cage that had like huge boxes, and you could just like they just seemed like big gigantic rectangle of steel. But anyway, which like you could probably just, if you had a really skinny person, squeeze through. But anyway, Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy, WrestleMania 2 inside a steel cage versus our 38th seed, WrestleMania 2000 Fatal 4-Way with a McMahon in every corner. Triple H versus The Rock versus The Big Show versus Mick Foley. Nikki, this is a pretty interesting one.
So I don't.
Trying to. I don't remember any. I remember a little bit about the match, like memories itself.
Which one?
The Hulk Hogan King Kong Bundy. I remember just the match itself, but it's like a typical Hulk Hogan against 300+ pound big guy, just beating the whole match before he ultimately hulks up and is like, all right, 20 minutes in.
Yeah. I think, again, not watching this live, and I miss the W Network and going back and rewatching every WrestleMania. And this was, obviously WrestleMania 1 was such a success. WrestleMania 2, let's go live for 3 locations. And every card's going to suffer. And we're going to end with Hulk Hogan. I think the only good thing about that match is that the iconic blue steel cage. I don't think there was any question or drama or intrigue like lol, Hogan wins, brother, because that's what works for him.
So according to, as I'm reading through the backstories to try and refresh my own memory, because I did yesterday anyway, but being said, the two are battling for the first time on televised TV, one-on-one for the WWF Championship, then WWF Championship. So it stemmed from a tag team match where it looked like Hogan and Andre teamed up against King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd. So that was interesting, big legendary names in that tag match. So it all stemmed up ultimately to this match, leading where again, brother, WWF title, Hulk Hogan. Shocker, comes out on top. And this is also the same WrestleMania that Mr. T, Roddy Piper, and Paul Orndorff tag match was happening as well. So, we talk about just things that got kind of lost in the card.
Wasn't this the boxing match? Wasn't this, maybe I'm confused.
Well,
wasn't it Piper and Mr. T had the boxing match?
Wait, no, maybe I'm looking at the wrong things. I might be.
No, because WrestleMania 1 was... You said it's correct. I don't know who was correct, Steven. Because that was WrestleMania 1 was LT. Yeah. With LT. Mr. T, Hogan versus Orndorff, Roddy. And I thought, yes.
It was boxing.
Mama knows. Because it was famously Roddy didn't want Mr. T coming in.
Well done.
Mama knows some stuff. But yeah, Roddy wasn't happy that Mr. T was there, and they had because he came out in the boxing shorts that were the plaid.
Right.
But anyway, it's a long mania that's over 3 things, and it's not great. And again, there was no oh my god, you think King Kong Bundy was a big guy, but it's I don't think there was any concern that Hogan wasn't gonna win.
Right. Yeah, and as a kid, I
guess maybe that's the thing is rewatching the match as an adult of not liking Hogan. Maybe I do have that lens. But again, still watching it, the 3 locations, I think it all kind of suffered. But then in my prime watching years, a McMahon in every corner, my favorite couple of all time together. Again, nostalgia in my heart. Again, not the best match, but I remember the build-up. I remember everything about it.
Yeah. So, ironically, as I'm looking through this, McMahon in every corner, the main event of this match. So ultimately, spoiler alert, Triple H wins.
Abs.
But this was the first time, according to Wikipedia, first time ever a heel had won the main event of WrestleMania.
I do remember hearing that. Or knowing
really
that.
Interesting.
Because I think it was like Hogan, Warrior, or Macho Man Warrior, Hogan. LT would have been the baby face.
Yeah.
And then I guess Shawn was that was me. I guess we'll get there, but I can think of maybe a true this is the heel.
This is a tough one for me because I don't remember much about either. But honestly, this is where I'm gonna actually go against my nostalgia bias, and I'm actually gonna go WrestleMania 2000 and do a little bit of a recency bias here.
Or
just because I remember more about the McMahons in every corner. This was WrestleMania 2000 basically created like its own video game. It was an N64, which I played for the longest time, which was actually a pretty damn good game for a good period of time. So to me, WrestleMania 2000, again, Hogan.
Oh, I spelled that. Ooh.
This as a match in and of itself is another typical Hulk Hogan match against the big guy, so that's probably why I'll just dismiss it and throw it by the wayside.
Yeah, I'm not voting for a Hogan match.
I'm not surprised. So
tell us what you guys are thinking.
Let us know chat below. We have 2 votes right now. WrestleMania 2000. Put it in the chat. Do you think WrestleMania 2 was better? Did you like it better? Just to me, a lot of typical, Hulk Hogan
buffoonery.
Oh, you're something else.
You don't like that word?
Yeah,
whatever.
Nicely done. Nice linguistic skills.
Hmm.
Much appreciated. But as of right now, it seems like a landslide. But if you disagree, put it in the chat. Let us know in the comments below. Which of these 2 WrestleManias did you like better?
Main event matches you liked better.
Yeah, sorry. WrestleMania main event matches did you like better? Or prefer? Gun to your head, you got to watch one of them.
Steven, common knowledge.
Said Hogan Bundy because I saw the whole car in closed circuit at the Rutgers Athletic Center. Interesting. Learning more about Steve. Different opinion. Well, if someone else can come out,
I know. I have this all.
Hey, I mean,
Josh.
Joe Ho start showing up and shelling out on some of this stuff. So.
I'm keeping a list. We can go. Well, we can go maybe at the end of the show. Maybe go back for our kid. Maybe our friends joining later. And I know we started later, and it's a bit of a weird day, kids.
You're doing a list.
You just made the list.
So, Nikki, we move along to the next matches. This is, I believe, the final match. Final match of the night. Or final vote of the night. WrestleMania. I hate these. 27. The Miz versus If Only My 8th grade math teacher saw me now.
Any math teacher saw me now. We're like, you're lucky you got a calculator. Anywho's.
Math is hard. Just ask Scott Steiner. So, WrestleMania 27, The Miz versus John Cena. The Rock interferes a lot of the build-up. Miz's first main event, or his only main event of his career. His defining moment, defeating John Cena, if you recall.
Knocked out, doesn't remember winning.
Yeah.
Poor little pickle.
But thanks to The Rock and his rock bottom, The Miz retains. Ended up setting up the once in a lifetime, which was twice in a lifetime.
You're making me kind of decide between 2 Rock matches, I feel like.
I am.
And to me,
Well, their opponent.
Yes,
just
sorry.
get to it before you get ahead. WrestleMania 15, The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm surprised got such a low
Samesies.
ranking, but it did. Again, we can't go through them all. If we had our own rankings, it'd be very different. But any memories of this Rock?
Again, being at mom's house watching it, I remember and this is my brother was watching, so it was all my brother's friends in the living room, and I remember of course they all love Stone Cold. I don't know why it's just. I know to me, isn't this the better wrestling match between Rock, Stone Cold, and then 2 is when the heel turn is.
Yeah.
And then 3 was Stone Cold's last match for a while, obviously till KO.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the original. This is the OG.
So I like this match so much better, and maybe again, Stone Cold going against the Authority. He's the corporate champion. Blah blah blah. Poor Miz was just in that match to set up next WrestleMania.
They got the win.
I got the win. Again, I'm gonna go WrestleMania 15.
Yeah, I kind of only because I can't vote against it. How can you vote against a Rock Austin match?
Yeah, in the Attitude Era, this was the first one. This has to be.
Yeah, it's got to be up there for sure. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Do you see it any different? Do you think the Miz Cena match was? Did you like it better than Rock Austin 1 at WrestleMania 15? I'm sure there's some people, different strokes for different folks. Maybe Steven caught us off guard earlier, so maybe Steven.
No, maybe we have a Miz girl somewhere. Remember the reigning girl that was so upset that the Miz won? Maybe we got some Miz girls out there. I feel bad, but it was again that main event of WrestleMania was just setting up the next 2 Manias.
Yeah.
Again, I really love The Miz, and I watched him on Real World, and I was then I found out he actually became a wrestler. I was like, oh my god, he's living his dreams. And I really liked The Miz a lot, but that was dog poop.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, it's unanimous must here, but let us know in the chat. Do you think differently? Did you like one of these events a little bit differently, or one of these matches more than the other? Maybe it wasn't a great match, but you liked somebody in a match. Josh!
Hey, Josh!
Miz is a utility team. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's just the guy, and especially now. Oh my god, Miz Don't Miss. Is that what their tag team is called? Him and Mello?
Oh, yeah, Miz Don't Miss.
Again, he's just someone that you could just plug in, heel, face, whatever. We were talking, because we've been, of course, we'll get there, but Nick and I rewatched all the Elimination Chambers going into this going into this weekend, and it was Elimination Chamber going into WrestleMania 34, and then it was probably one of the best matches of the night for WrestleMania 34 that opens is Miz Finn Seth for the IC belt. And again, it's definitely, you can plug and play him anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how long he's been there now.
Even inventing to beating John Cena, yeah, he does it all. He does.
Oh, that was it. Weren't we down? We were all here, right? When that happened, or is that just me and you when that happened? But good on the Miz and Snoop Dogg to call out on the fly when Shane McMahon legs fell apart.
Yeah. Let's not.
No, I think we were all here.
Maybe, who knows?
Any losers, but again, Snoop Dogg saved that second.
Yeah. Well, let us know in the chat. Who do you got in this matchup? Which one do you want moving on as the better WrestleMania main event? Miz and John Cena, WrestleMania 27, or Stone Cold and The Rock, WrestleMania 15. So we'll leave that open, and then we'll go back real quickly just to reiterate as more people are coming into the chat what the actual matchups are. So this matchup is considered the 36 seed WrestleMania 27 against the 37 seed Rock, WrestleMania 15 Rock versus Steve Austin. We'll go backwards here a little bit. The previous matchup is our 35 seed WrestleMania 2 Hulk Hogan and versus King Kong Bundy in a steel cage versus our 38 seed WrestleMania 2000 the Fatal 4-Way Triple H versus The Rock versus the Big Show versus Mick Foley with a man in every corner.
Nick and I went the Fatal 4-Way. Steven went Hogan Bundy.
So Josh says WrestleMania 15.
I have that in my
sticky. So we got unanimous.
And then again, Nick and I said Fatal 4-Way. Then Josh is saying Fatal 4-Way. Sorry, Steven. Josh, a 4-Way.
Battle out when we open up the phone lines later. It'll be March Madness, all right.
Steven will just lull Josh to sleep.
He's already emojiing in the chat.
Steven will whisper sweet nothings, and Josh will agree.
I get to use this drop again. The Jimmy Uso eye. Love that. So, again, this is our second match drop. We got some votes in there. Let's go back to the 34-seeded WrestleMania 9 LT versus Bam Bam Bigelow versus our 39 seed WrestleMania 25 Triple H versus Randy Orton.
And between me, Nick, and Steven, we all went for LT Bam Bam.
Yeah, this is another unanimous so far.
Josh, I love you. Exactly what I'm worried about.
And I want to give it all to you.
Okay, Josh is going
off the rails. Here we go.
Trips Orton.
Josh's got Trips and Orton. All right.
Well, you just wait, and Steven will tell you what the right choice was.
And finally, we go back to our original.
Which Steven
playing around.
Which Steven didn't vote.
Steven didn't vote on, so Steve, get back in here. We have WrestleMania 9 Yokozuna versus Bret Hart, which ultimately sees Hulk Hogan end up with the WWF title after Yoko with some help from Mr. Fuji.
Shitty leg drop. Shitty leg drop. Shitty leg drop.
He's a big guy. Doing well. Versus WrestleMania 32 Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Well, he wasn't big.
So Bret Yoko. I guess I'm losing this one. Steven.
Yeah. Aries and the Gate, Bret Yoko.
Josh. I said I'm not gonna.
Josh says WrestleMania 9.
I'm not rooting for a Hogan match. Sorry.
So, Nikki, we are now through. What are the votes? Tally the votes.
So
who's moving along.
Unfortunately, Bret Yoko / Hogan. I guess we outvote Josh that it's LT Bam Bams. Then we outvote Steven and go the Fatal 4-Way. And then 2000. And then unanimous Rock Austin.
So WrestleMania 15 Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. We're gonna vote on this Sunday, probably doing our Elimination Chamber recap on Sunday, so we will have 3 more votes to tally up, 3 more matches to tally up. So the 4 matches that are going to be in those votes are going to be WrestleMania 15. I have to do the reseeds, so I'll look at that later. But WrestleMania 15, Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. WrestleMania 2000, the Fatal 4-Way with Big Show, Triple H, Mick Foley, and The Rock. We will also see WrestleMania 11, LT and Bam Bam Bigelow. And also moving on, Yokozuna versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 9. So, those 4 are moving on for March WrestleMania Madness. Nikki, this is the first of our votes. That's it. Anyway, we're back in.
that.
Just like that. You know that song.
I do.
So, Nikki, we've got more to get through because part of the show tonight. We said we got a big
So much to get through,
show.
kids.
We are here for another big reason. We are previewing WWE Elimination Chamber.
Chambra.
Chamber?
Chambra.
Rock.
Chambra. Yeah. Love it.
Josh, you're a winner. In his world, he picked all winners. You're a winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You know, Josh, you could argue with me. You're just not our Valentine. Sorry. I have my Valentine here. Yeah, I'll take the Valentine.
You gotta take the Valentine's
But
thing.
that's
out of
whatever.
it.
You can kind of get
But you
one
took
to
the-
last.
You took the Christmas one out of the list. I just make it more work for you.
And it's story of my life. So, Nikki,
Yes,
it's
Baba.
WWE Elimination Chamber.
Chambra.
Oh my gosh, I missed our second point. I went right into the chamber.
What do you want to do chamber for, or what do you want to go back for?
Yeah, let's go back for a second. Sorry.
Mm.
Backtracking. Going back in time.
It was Dwayne World. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Because I feel like I look like Garth right now, so might as well. You don't look like Wayne, but that's okay.
I don't want to. Why? Because he has hair.
Well, yeah, he has hair and a clean, shaven face, and you have no hair and a beard, which I prefer.
Fair enough. So, Nikki,
Baba.
we get into it because history was made.
Josh, nobody. Wait, it's famous. We don't have production meetings. So
It's
we just like
infamously known
we just.
that the production meetings, Nikki just blows them off.
I'm here to drink and talk shit about wrestling, and then Nick's supposed to be doing the slides and stuff. If anything, you're supposed to be steering.
Yeah.
You're the captain. I'm like partying in the back.
Nikki's extent of Nikki's production meeting is just clicking this button.
Hated it.
Basically.
I forgot about it the other day. So, because the computer crashed, so we lost all my slides. I had to redo my slides. Anyway,
I know he was really upset this morning.
I know. It was a lot. There was a lot of great work into those slides and great pictures. But anyways, we get to it because history was made on Monday Night Raw. First time ever. 3-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
When the time's right, baby, you're making it. Oh, that's the door. Oh, you know you make me strong. Oh, I need you to hurry up now, 'cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, 'cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night, yeah. That's how long I've been on ya. I need you right now.
Nikki, what are your thoughts on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez winning the tag team titles on Raw?
Well, I feel like this spoils my Chambra's prediction.
Your Chambra?
My Chambras. Who I have winning the Chambras. I think it makes sense. I don't want to see Liv Rhea again. I think we as much as it was fun with carried our podcast for a very long time. I think we need a break from that. And I love that Raquel's back and healthy. I'm glad that they're giving her a little bit more of a character that, like, hi, I smile and I have a back. We all have backs, great.
Anyone who does the back pose, like when Lashley was doing it, was stupid. It just
I don't know. It's just like it's
I'm not
like
impressed with the muscular back.
I don't know. But I like Liv having a belt. I'm hoping that we'll see next Raw when she kind of shoves it in Finn's face that, like, Finn, they lost the tag belts and now she has a tag belt. I hope that furthers, Judgment Day stuff. What rumors are for the what that Mania match would be. I think it makes sense to take. I think Bianca and Naomi and
Ed says he doesn't have that, so he wouldn't do that pose.
oh boys, I
God, I have a back game. I don't know, but it seems like
oh my god, off the rails. But I think these stories are very much like there's where Bianca and Naomi and that story's going, and where like Liv and Raquel are gonna go. Because again, I really didn't, as much as like everyone knows I love Rhea Ripley. I'm a little upset that Rhea got. I would rather see that Liv Rhea blow off at Mania. Obviously, we're not getting that. So I like Liv having a belt walking into Mania.
Yeah, I think it actually puts a little bit more like respect than it. And I know Bianca, and now Naomi doing like a free bird type deal, but like, like Bianca and Jade were considered somewhat dominant champions for a while, but then they kind of played hot potato with oh my gosh, Unholy Union, who won the belt for like a hot minute, and they didn't do that. So I think it puts a little bit more respect.
Sorry, Isla.
Yeah, a little bit more respect on the tag title name because they're a legit team that now has done 3, but don't give them a run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give them a nice long run to put some more value back into these belts. Because now this is the first team that I think that's been built up to some extent, as a unit. Judgment, the new.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like they were a thing, and then like when Raquel, I guess Liv got injured. Was it Raquel got injured? Then Liv got injured, and then Raquel had the skin thing.
Yeah.
So it's like they had it, they didn't, and I was like, I'm glad that they're both together and healthy at the same time, and I really would like them to have, because I think again, everyone in this call loves Liv Morgan. Oh my good lord. But again, I agree with you. No, wait for you all. But
having that drop makes me so.
Okay.
It's just a great intro music for anything. But
yeah, no, I think it was time to take the belts off Bianca Naomi. I think again these stories are going to go very differently. I think it's going to do. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a nice, hopefully long run for them and put a little bit more respect on it. If they hot potato,
get you a bib.
Yeah, seriously. If they hot potato the women's tag titles with them and they drop it by Mania, even though it's like 2 months away, I'd still be disappointed. Like they need to carry it past WrestleMania.
Well, if you hear, I don't know, I guess we'll one day get there, but who the rumor is who they're gonna face, they might lose it.
Well,
we'll get there, kids.
We'll get to it. So, just get into some comments as well. Josh said they think they should have pulled this after Chamber.
Well, wait till we get to our Chamber predictions, my dear.
Josh saying when he calls in, he wants to discuss it. Write it down, Garth. Hey!
I do. I look like Garth. I have the same glasses. I have the blonde hair.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought... I don't know. I'm Wayne. You said you were...
I'm Garth.
I thought he was calling me Garth. And then they do it.
Or the second one. And Kim Basinger was like...
He hates that sewer. How dare you? She's from New Jersey, and she's...
You will not besmirch a Jersey girl on my show.
Dare you?
But have you seen Wayne's World 2 when Kim Basinger goes to Garth and she's like, I want to be Frank, and he's like, can I still be Garth? I love Dana Carvey so much. Sorry.
Josh is just trolling the chat now. Look, she smells like hot garbage on the streets of New York. How dare you? How dare you?
She's from New Jersey.
Yeah, I know. From New Jersey. So if you say garbage from New Jersey, you get the state right.
Yeah.
We don't pump our gas, we pump our fist. So, anyway, moving on and going off rails here.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
So, Nikki, let's get to it.
Yes, Biba.
Elimination Chamber.
Chambra,
however you want to call it. By the way, before we don't do this enough as I hit things.
Stop punching my walls.
as I hit things, make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Goes a long way to help the channel. So make sure you do that. As we move along, so Nikki, getting into it tomorrow, right around this time.
I thought is it 8 o'clock? That was earlier.
I'm pretty sure it's 8 o'clock.
Or like Mania super early this year.
Let me
I know Lisa said she couldn't call in, but Lisa, watch the times.
7 p.m. So yeah, about 24 hours from now, we are getting into Elimination Chamber. We'll kick it off. Probably the kickoff would be on right now. So Nikki,
Mikey, thank you.
oh, Mikey's chiming in. There he is. 7 p.m. Eastern start time. Mikey knows all about Eastern time, even though he's not on the East Coast. Our West Coast
Mikey, I
friends-
yelled at him the other day.
Well, we make friends all around the world, Nikki. I can't be held accountable.
And he's
Listen, what if Mikey was from like Australia? Right? Like, I can't be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, well, he was like, I just talked to Mikey, and I was like, what time is it you? So, Mikey, my apologies, because my husband doesn't know times or just constantly on the phone.
But that being said, wait, is someone writing stuff in the chat?
I'm sorry. Steven makes me laugh at what you're saying.
Last year, 4 Fair enough.
Oh boy. All right, Chambers.
Elimination Chamber. Let's get to the predictions. Nikki, we're gonna kick it off first because you know as well as I do, we always love the ladies in the show. So let's kick it off with a little preview of the Elimination Chamber, the Women's Elimination Chamber, and how we got there. So, Nikki, before we get to it, our predictions and our picks, let's get to the record. This is WWE, because next week we're doing AEW Revolution.
Can you also say it says 2025 record? It should be 2024 record. Again, production meetings.
We're in 2025.
Yeah, but isn't this last year's production thing, or is this year's production?
This year. It's a new year, so we did Royal Rumble, and Royal Rumble, I was 3-1, and you were 2-2.
Oh, I thought this was the whole. You wore that to me so differently before.
If you joined the production meeting, you would have known.
You know, I do love me some center math. Wait, you're winning by what? Like, get out of here.
Yeah, math. That's really important.
Well, I have half the brain that you do.
3 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning. If we used to go 1-on-1 and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice.
Whatever, I'm a bad booty daddy. More than you. Oh my god, half the way Nick worded this to me in our non-production meeting. Anywho, I say this at every podcast. I go with my heart. I know they're not going to win, and I will die on my sword, sir.
Well, at risk of getting smacked in the face, you are.
No, I love your little face. I'll pinch it.
You're not a math.
hand in this.
You're not a math expert. But
I never claimed to be.
I can call you something else.
Is your little chicken tender slut?
A chicken tender slut. There's a difference. There's a difference.
Okay. I mean, I guess I can call it.
I figured it was a perfect segue because that's what these all are competing for, a shot against Rhea Ripley. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. The expectations. Oh, hold on. How many people? I mean,
Well, first, Steven said, Steven, I agree. The first thing that I saw, I was like, well, again, I famously can't do math at all, so got it. And then Steven said it looked like the Italian flag, and
I did do that.
that's the first thing I was like, you motherfucker.
I did it on purpose.
My high holy day is gonna be in like 18
We're going to
days.
get a whole show devoted. We're doing a whole show devoted to St. Patrick's Day in a few short weeks. Nikki
The
gets to be
high
the
holy
one.
day of the year is St. Patrick's Day.
Jonathan, I'm sleeping on the couch.
I know, him and the dog.
Language, Josh. My virgin ears here.
Okay. Anywho's
Unbelievable. So let's get to
Chambers. Show's going off the
Women's
rails.
Elimination Chamber. Oh, man.
Oh,
So, Nikki, what do you expect from the Women's Elimination Chamber match?
I think it's gonna be good. I think women's elimination chambers are kind of hit or miss. And I think right now it's such a diverse sort of group. Like obviously like Bailey is your veteran at this point, and like Roxanne getting an opportunity.
Roxanne. You know,
Um,
put it on the head.
And then you have like the complexity of what Bianca and Naomi being tag partners. They just dropped the belts. Alexa coming back again, having kind of her first, again, if obviously Royal Rumble counts, but like I want to say like first pay-per-view back, to be honest. And I think there's so much intrigue of what's gonna happen. And again, there's the also between Roxanne and Bailey, there's all this stuff. And I think this is kind of one that has a lot of story kind of going into it between kind of the players. And again, like, you know, Liv just took the belt off Bianca and Naomi.
And they supposedly think that she took out Jade.
Yes. And then in me, I like Josh put it in the chat earlier. Like, I agree. I think Bianca's turning heel. I think
Hold that thought. That was my question. That was one of my first questions.
it's like who
You said Bianca. Sorry, go ahead. You think Bianca?
I think Bianca's turning heel. I think Naomi heel turn, as much as I like her, I don't think that's as impactful. Then, you know, like again, we had the conversation a couple of podcasts ago. I think Naomi's the Rikishi, and it was like, I did it for The Rock, and the Bianca's gonna be, you know, like the Triple H. And it's like, oh, she did it because I told her to.
Don't they? Both do butt moves. Bunch of butt moves. Right? Her moves a rear view, and then does she do the same face, or who does it?
No, that's all Naomi, because she does the rear view, and then she does the sting face because that's her father-in-law. But also, like, I just think it makes, unless I do like agree with Josh, like, is it the thing that they did this together, or is Naomi going to be shocked? Are they like kind of like when just recently Woods and Kofi turned on Big E? Is this like a tag thing together? I very much rather see a heel Bianca versus a face Rhea at Mania. They have not wrestled since the singles match since I believe 2020. It was whatever that takeover was. So I very much rather see like a heel Bianca, because I wanted her to go back to her NXT character of like a little more heelish than being like this good girl. And
well, I mean,
like,
to your point, it creates a more credible challenger than Rhea's had anywhere.
yes.
Anywhere. Like, there's no challenger. Like, Io, bless her heart, is not going to do much.
I think that's the thing, because like Liv was the smaller, has the outside interference, and then like Nia being the big girl and the big thing. Like, I feel like Rhea Bianca are very much like, you know, on the same level. Like muscular women can do like throw the guys around. Like that's a match I want to see.
It could very well happen. I just think, to me, like WWE is always about making stars. I mean, Bianca's already a star. Rhea's already a star.
Mhm.
So you brought Naomi back last year around this like Royal Rumble, right?
Yes,
And
because they had
she
that
hasn't
amazing Mania entrance.
yeah, she hasn't really done anything other than win the tag titles. So, and it wasn't even her winning it. So, like, she could have been a mid card title winner. So, like, she needs some sort of storyline to prolong her ascension, or to give her an ascension to the main event as like her own main event. Because I don't think she has been women's champion, I think, once.
Who?
Naomi.
Yes. When
But, like,
when SmackDown and Raw first split, it was like the 2016 era because she came out with the Glow belt.
Yeah.
That was a whole storyline on Total Divas.
Yeah, like, it's just in industry, you know, like, I don't remember much about it. So give her an opportunity as a heel to maybe, again, I would love for her to have some sort of heavy, like, give her, not 2.0, the NXT, oh my gosh, Last Legend and Jakar Jackson, Paul,
The meta
2
4,
whatever, 6 8.
I know.
Appreciate
Is Noam Dar still injured? Mikey, you gotta let me know.
Mikey, you gotta call and let us know and give us.
No, I feel like there hasn't been any update on him.
But I just think that like a trio of those three, and let Jakarta let Legend be her heavy because she's already proven it, like, and protect them. That would be wonderful. I would love to see it. I just think it does more. Josh is interesting. I see Bianca running a heel group like the Nation of Domination 2.0, a female Nation of Domination. I wanted to see a new nation. I thought New Day would do something like that, and they never did. That would be awesome. Hold on,
No, he's being mean, and I'm here for it. I am Garth, but I'm not your secretary. You
Hated it.
stop my phasers from laughing.
So yeah, I don't know. Let us know if you think you see a Naomi heel turn in this match.
I do. I want to see her turn heel. I want her to like eliminate Naomi and go on this run.
You want Bianca, not Naomi.
Yes, stop. I want Bianca to turn heel and win. And a heel Bianca versus a face Rhea at Mania's. That's what I want.
That's what Nikki wants. I don't know. The last thing that I will touch upon in this match is you do have Alexa Bliss in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any Alexa Bliss Uncle Howdy interaction coming? We haven't seen. She won her match to get in the chamber. I haven't, to be honest, heard much about any interactions going on with that. The Wyatt Six have been MIA.
I think this is to be a posting because honestly, I said this to you in the car earlier. I want to see Alexa Nikki Cross versus. Oh shit! Sorry, I just said the name
A-word.
and then our upstairs
Our A word, not the fun one.
started
Our
talking to us. But the rumor is it's her and Nikki versus Liv and Raquel. Again, I don't know how credible that can change 4,000 times. I don't see Uncle Howdy getting involved at all. I think this is a non-factor at all. I know she had the little
Josh doesn't like
promo pack, promo package. Vignette. She didn't. Well, she could whatever video, and it was kind of like spoopy. But I think if and when she does any, honestly, I'd rather be. No. It's not going to happen at Chambers. We'll worry about that post Chambers.
Yeah, I think I could see a scenario where Alexa is distracted by Uncle Howdy and loses. And it's more like you need to suffer a little bit more, and like brings it down that path. It's very much Wyatt-esque of like you take a beating, whether it's
you got to break them down to build them up.
And I could totally see something like that happening, and that's how she gets eliminated. Because she just came back. So how are you gonna you want to give her some momentum? She has one win. Let her get distracted, and I hate to say this because we saw something like a roll up or something stupid.
No, over roll ups.
But or just like distracted enough that she takes a finish or eats something from somebody.
No, I'm not ready for that yet.
Or like eats like a code breaker or an Oblivion, and that's that. Maybe Oblivion, if your theory is right, maybe he comes out and she gets in a trance, turns around, hits an Oblivion, and she's eliminated by Liv, and that sets up your women's tag title match.
I don't want to go down this wormhole too much, but I don't think he wants to just. I think it's the opposite. I think they're waiting for her because, again, you've heard so many swirls, but like if she comes back, she's leading them. To be honest, because she's fire on the mic.
But the idea of her just like still losing her mind into becoming that Lilith character.
But I think that maybe she has to lose the match and then goes looking for Uncle Howdy. I don't want Uncle Howdy to be the reason why she loses the match. Again, also because rewatching all the chambers, she's the first women's chamber. She won. And she cut this promo. She's like crying because she won. And then she's like, "You follow your dreams." And then she like shits on the crowd. And you'll never, whatever. But I really do love Alexa. I don't want her to win this match.
So who do you think is winning? So that begs the question, Nikki.
Bianca heel turn.
She said Bianca heel turn. Nikki and I disagree because I think
Story of our lives.
they're going to finally, it should have been played out longer, but I think they're going to end up putting Liv Morgan and Rhea one more time together at Mania.
No.
And just end it once and for all on the grandest stage of them all and let Liv Morgan carry. She's had the greatest year of any, arguably of any female run. Just let her keep it going until Mania. That's who I got. Let us know in the comments below who you all have in the women's elimination chamber. Who do you think wins? Gonna be an interesting one.
Mm-hmm. I hope again, like with my Rumblies, I want the women to open, men to close. You have the two matches in between.
Yeah, we will definitely see. So that being said, a little deep breath.
Breathe.
I'm gonna sheet.
Yes.
So moving along, so we're gonna actually stick with the women here, and the tag match, TS squared. I'm calling them TS squared. Copyright Nick Tudor. WWE, if you use that name, you gotta pay me. I did it here first. That's
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tiffany Stratton. Actually, no. Let me say this back. Trish Stratus, the original TS, and Tiffany Stratton, the SmackDown Women's Champion, will tag up against former SmackDown Women's Champion and Queen of the Ring, Nikki's favorite
Queen
of the Ring. I lost it. Yeah, there it is.
Yes, queen.
Nikki's favorite Queen of the Ring,
Yep.
Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae, her new sidekick. So, Nikki, any thoughts on this match?
Do you want to ask your questions because I just want to go to the end?
I thought it was a one-off.
Yeah, well, Trish
Trish
is not losing in Toronto. They're winning. I think this is a wonderful little match for her to be in Toronto. It's her 20th anniversary. Great. Again, I feel like they're doing Candice so dirty in all of this.
Well, she's
gonna take the fall. The promo looks, the poor girl. But again, I think this is just. Tiffany's gonna probably pin Candice. I think they need to make Tiffany look strong going versus Charlotte. Again, Trish is not losing in Toronto. I'm sorry.
But the other question that I have is, could Trish eventually challenge Tiffy?
Maybe a post-Mania thing, because I think if Tiffy loses to Charlotte, I will cry. But again, I think this is just one off. She had her little thing in the Royal Rumble, Chambers in Canada, put a fun little bow on it, give Tiffy the stamp of approval from Trish, because at the end of the night, they win. Trish holding up Tiffy's arm.
I mean, I could totally see a triple threat just because I don't really give a shit about, oh my gosh, Charlotte winning the Rumble that much, even though I predicted her to win. One of my 3-1. Thank you very much. But yeah, I tend to agree with you here. I don't think that there's going to be much more than, again, a nice moment for both of them. So
Yeah, and I think
Nikki and I are in agreement that TS squared.
such an old school picture of Trish.
I couldn't find anything. They don't have her on the website. This is the WWE website.
Again, I think Trish is not losing in Canada. I think it puts a very much a stamp of approval on Tiffy to stand tall with Trish at the end. I don't see this because what are they going to do? Like a post Mania run?
Ooh, Ed's got a good booking. Tiffany Strasburg's Cold Brew at Mania.
That's what we started laughing before. Cold brew is our favorite. It's our happy hour champion is cold brew.
Yeah, Steven's real.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
One of them will take a pin.
Candace is getting done dirty.
Yeah. Josh said that she has more matches they lose if this is a one-off night.
I think that you need to make Tiffy look strong going against Charlotte.
No, it's fair. And we are generally in agreement on this one. So, Nikki, we move along to the blood feud.
Honestly, this is probably the match I'm most excited about.
Well, if you're an indie fan and you watched all the things on indie wrestling. No, here we go. Hold on, let me get
this. Hold on. This is literally framed in our basement. If you can, no. Oh gosh.
Here we go. That's a good one.
No.
Yeah, there you go. Come on, move the other way. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It's a picture of I know they're not the same person, but they're the same person. El Generico and Steen. So I love this. I'm sorry, not near the mic anymore. I've known we've seen it. I know we love it. I'm here for it. I want this. I want this to be worse or scarier or more hard-hitting than KO Cody at Royal Rumble.
Well, Nikki, let's see just how we got here and how hard-hitting it's been, because these are two best friends. Sammy was the best man at Kevin's wedding, or vice versa. Both. But, you know, these two friends are now turned enemies, and Kevin Owens is just simply broken.
Because Sammy, you stood there and watched while Cody tried to end my career.
Yeah, I know exactly what it means. It means if I want to wrap a steel chair around Kevin Owens' face, you can't stop me.
Nikki, they're broken, and they're going to do some breaking. An unsanctioned match.
Yes.
What are you? Well, first off, before we get to your predictions on this match, I just have one question, because Sammy isn't the only person, right, to take a pile driver, a package pile driver from Kevin Owens. We've seen Sami Zayn take it. We've seen Kevin Owens take it.
Touching my
But
wall.
also, we've seen Randy Orton take it. And my question is, does Randy Orton return at Elimination Chamber tomorrow night?
He's such a beef boy.
I know, he's fucking huge.
And then the interview with podcast / with Cody, he was like, "I just eat Nutella." I'm like, "Ugh."
There's your endorsement.
I feel like if he were to come back, I'd rather it be a post-match angle. Again, if it's unsanctioned, doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter if he comes in or not. I'd just rather see him come in after the win.
I like Josh's theory. He's like, I hope they can mend fences.
They're just like, in and they're out, they're up and they're down. That's literally their entire career as friends, not friends. Friends,
Steven
not
said the
friends.
match is sponsored by Tinder.
It's just like, ugh.
Josh wants to know, do you think Kevin Owens could package pile drive Jesus? It's debatable. It's debatable. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's calling Sammy Jesus with the hair and the beard. I could be wrong,
maybe.
but that's what I'm going with.
Well, Ed said Lorac, Ed's confused him. But it's convinced regardless.
I just, if you want to shoot me along to the next, I agree with Mike in the chat. Like, KO needs a flipping win. If KO does not win this, I'm going to be very angry. Let him get a win, and then KO can come out and KO can win, and then Orton can come out. KO, RKO, all the O's. I rather Owens win, and then Randy can Randy. But Kevin needs a win.
Yeah, but he's a heel. He's a bad heel. Or maybe he's losing on course to this new Shield theory that I
get the fuck
proposed
out of here,
on the
Shield
show
theory.
every week for the last month and a half. That Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins are forming a new Shield-like. Not the
No one is.
Shield-like group.
No.
But
No.
let us know who you got in this match. Do you think Sammy avenges his package pile driver?
Because again,
Or does
if
KO get the dub?
If
That has
Sammy
eluded him according to
is
Wyatt.
your underdog from the underground, he's such the baby face. I feel like Sammy can take a loss here. I just really think KO needs a win. And then if the rumor is that it's Randy Kevin at Mania, I feel like KO can't be losing all the things. He has to have some, again, with the momentum. He needs something going into Mania. If he's not going to, and that's the thing, he needs to beat the shit out of Sammy to not solidify, but have that more, maybe solidify as that heel, and then like Randy has to come in to like avenge. Like Sammy can't win, and then KO is like, well, Sammy won, but I'm still going to beat you up. Like that makes
No, they're all crapping on my Shield idea, but
yeah, no, I did.
Steven's got a good one. Shield 2.0. Retribution.
Yeah, well, that's whatever those kids are doing in NXT. That like, I don't know, Mikey, you got to drop some knowledge on these kids, but like,
Mikey's gonna come in hot.
It's just like, I don't know, Lord, but your Shield thing, no.
So ultimately, let us know who you got in the chat. KO, Sami Zayn. Who wins this match? Spoiler alert, Nikki and I disagree on this one. But we want to hear from all of you. Who do you got in this blood feud? Because Nikki, you're going KO.
Okay.
You said he definitely needs the
He
win.
needs the win.
I think he's still a heel and he's going to lose regardless. So I think Sami Zayn takes the W here. And the face gets the win.
No, again, like, he's like kind of sort of like with Seth to me. Like, he's high enough that if he can take a loss and it doesn't ruin them. Like, Sami can take a loss here and it's going to be fine.
Sami's that high up. You value Sami a lot more than I value Sami. In terms of, like... Josh says we just need destruction. It's going to be. The stuff that if you watch, like, on anything on the indies, like, people are posting on social media all the time.
Like,
like, package pile drivers on chairs.
Yeah.
Like,
that spinning, I don't know what it's, what was it called? This Stenalizer?
Oh.
That,
yeah.
Like,
maybe he calls it the Cleveland Steamer.
Why is my Cleveland? We're making another joke that's over my head. Anywho,
It's an innuendo.
And it went over my head.
Not the first time, won't be the last. But regardless, Nikki and I disagree. I got Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground. She's got Kevin Owens in this match.
I know, Steven's like, I'm not explaining that. That's the one that I laughed at. Because it's, and then it was, then he said, "Is it a poop? Are you pooping on my carpet?"
Yeah. It's a poop joke. It's a poop.
Oh, okay.
But yes, let us know if you disagree with one of you. Got to disagree with one of us. More likely Nikki, but let us know who you got in this match. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Nikki, we're moving right along.
Chugga.
Oh, I forgot. This is also happening real quickly. Not really real quickly.
You didn't forget.
Cody Rhodes makes his decision on whether he will be
I need to
give his soul. I had so many good drops that Nikki wouldn't let me do. The Rock's soul.
No,
I had so many good stuff.
He said he wanted to, because Nick is so good at doing those videos. And he's like, I'm going to do one, but I'm going to play Soul Man in the background. And I was like, no. So then he's like, well, I won't do one at all. And it was like, the one production thing that I said, Nick got upset. So I guess this is why I'm not involved in production meetings. So I don't hear like Blues Brothers.
She didn't like my creative.
From the bottom of my heart, man to man, fuck your story.
And that brings us right to the story at hand.
Oh, I'm gonna need.
Finally got a good segue. I'm proud of myself. That being said, I'm giving it a segue. Finally got a good segue. The production's getting amped up. We've gone from 20% to 25%.
I know. I feel like I need to go upstairs and get another drink for this topic because I have so many feelings about this.
Do you want to see a heel Cody Rhodes? Nikki.
No, that's such a loaded question because part of me does.
Say it.
And it's like, oh,
Give me an answer.
I can't. I literally can't because I'm like, heel Cody can and has worked, obviously. I don't necessarily want it to be at the behest of The Rock. If he takes his soul, where does his adrenaline go? I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like we were, and I said this before I remember what that match. I was like, oh, he's leading heel and heel and heel. I don't want The Rock to be the one to push him over. I don't know if they're rehashing like he's the corporate champion and he's gonna be like Rock's gonna be Vince and Cody's gonna be The Rock. That's gonna be the thing, or like when Stone Cold turned heel. And I'm sure when we get to the brackets for that in whatever week, that's gonna be a whole topic of conversation.
I know we might have to do like 4 hours.
I would not mind a heel Cody Homelander character. I don't want The Rock to be the impetus of it.
See, that's where
But also, I want to call back because after he gave again that heel turn, and that's the thing, heel turn. I don't know what The Rock is. He's turned more than the Big Show, and I think that's been the joke of the week of back and forth. But then when he did that post press conference show after SmackDown, he's like, our whole industry, everything leads to the end of it. It all leads into the ring. It all ends in the match, except me and Cody. So he basically said him and Cody are not going to wrestle. Then all the back and forth. Like, I don't know where this leads. I don't want The Rock necessarily involved. I wanted him to maybe the weight and the crush of being the champion and carrying the company and being this guy to break him down. I don't want or the joke from the Dark Knight that was like, oh, I let him hear, but
long enough to become a villain.
No, it's just like, oh, when he's like, all he needed was a little push, and you see like Heath Ledger go, ah, and it's just like, oh, like Cody's there, and he needs a little push. I just don't want it to be because of The Rock.
I see. I think I like that idea of that, like, you've challenged the authority for so long. You've done this the right way. You won the belt, right? You had all these people advocating for you, and you realized that ultimately you reached the top of the mountain, but the only way to stay at the top of the mountain is to make some deals with some people that you wouldn't normally do that with. I think that's because he said it's bigger than him. It's bigger than just the belt and the title and everything else. So I do like, to me, like a corporate Cody Rhodes is He's perfect for it. Like, it is perfect for it. Like, just he has a nice buzz that he's at the point now where he's so over that turning him would make him such a mega heel and make, I think, other stars out of baby faces that he wouldn't necessarily. It's easier to make a star out of a heel, but like I think Cody, like looking back to like his New Japan stuff in Bullet Club and all that he did up to the All In with all the
his Bullet Club were a little more facey face.
But still, like even all right, going back to WWE, his character, the masked character, right? Dashing Cody Rhodes, or what was it? Like distorted Cody Rhodes or whatever. Like disturbed Cody Rhodes, where he wore the mask and he put paper bags and everyone. He was cutting great. Yeah, he was like not dashing. He was like
post down. Wasn't he?
It was after because Rey Mysterio
his thing and they had it. Yes.
But like that character, I thought that was the first time I was like, this guy sucks. Like Legacy, he's the weak link. Ted DiBiase's better than him. Like these other guys are going to be,
he's got to do.
And then he did that character, and I said he's going to be the world champion on SmackDown for that year. And it just something happened. I don't know. They put him in the mid card. Was he the one who brought back the Intercontinental?
Yes, he was. Yeah. He brought the white strap back.
He did do something significant, but I thought he'd be a world champion with that gimmick because it was great. But yeah, I don't know. Mikey's got Cody saying no.
Yeah, I don't. I think I would love eventually to see a heel Cody. I don't know if I think again him rebelling against it. And again, there's a lot of other was it Ed that said like I think Punk is very interesting.
Yeah,
is Punk. That your favor from Heyman that Heyman's going to talk to The Rock? Again, everyone's like, "Oh, would it be crazy if John Cena turned heel and you can't have a heel Cena versus a heel Cody?" That was just like what is happening in your life right now. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I would kind of love Cody to again. Then it's like, and I think that's the promo that Seth did. It's like, what was last year about?
Mikey really you. He doesn't want Rock to be the one that pushes him over.
Yes, thank you, Mikey. I knew I loved you. I would love again eventually to see that from Cody to give the range. I just don't want it to be because of The Rock. Because again, what Seth said, no, what the fuck was last year?
Right.
I fought you and you try to take my Mania moment. I fought you and fought the bloodline and beat the bloodline. And now I'm just going to be your fucking champion? I was like, no. It's not how I want my Cody, my heel. Again, I think it'd be great. Not how I want it.
So, again, intrigue. There's rumors that that's going to close, or the decision.
Oh, no, that should not close.
There is rumors, but it may. I don't know. We're not going to get into that too crazily, but because we still got one more match to get to. Nikki, the main event of the evening, the men's Elimination Chamber match. There's a lot of storylines going on, so there could be a lot of interaction. A lot of turns, tremendous swerves either way. But let's take you back on how everyone got here.
So I'm announcing tonight that I will compete in the Elimination Chamber.
Gotta make sure you put me in my place. Hit me with your best shot. Come on, hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire
Nikki, men's Elimination Chamber. Main event. Let's get to it. What are your thoughts and predictions for the match?
So I think what Nick and his Italian scorecard has said, I usually go with my heart. And this time, because Nick rubbed it in my face, I am not going with my heart. I went for Jonathan Cena. Well, Cena wins. I don't want it. I don't like it, but it makes kind of the I don't think as much as I love Seth, not gonna be Seth. I don't think it's gonna be Priest, Logan Paul, everyone seems to have this outside shot. I would hate that immediately so much in my heart. I'm hoping, because again, the story with CM Punk is like he has that favor with Paulie. I hope, Heyman comes out with something and does something and that leads to a thing. Roman's not scheduled apparently until next month when they go overseas.
I thought he'd be in this match.
I don't think no. Apparently that's why they wrote him off with all the stompy stomps. I think that's going to be your main match. I honestly think it's going to be Seth Roman. I don't know. It just makes sense if they're going to do it, and I hate it. And I hate everything. This hurts my heart so much. And even if he loses and I don't get the point, I'll be like, "Huh." And then the next Mania, I'll be like, "I'm just doing all my heart because going with my like."
Yeah. That's their deal.
I don't want it, but I think it's gonna be Cena. I think having your old golden goose versus your new golden goose, and this might also I don't want to see a heel Cody versus a face Cena.
So you talk about your prediction is John Cena.
Yeah.
So my question for you is this the time that we see John? He said he called his shot. I'm in the chamber. I'm not doing shit to get in. I'm John Cena. And it's the first time he's ever played his popularity card. So does John Cena turn heel at Elimination Chamber?
You can't have it all the ways. You can't have a heel Cena and a heel Cody. And I don't want to see a heel. I think at this point, if this is his last hurrah, I don't think him turning heel doesn't. I don't see it. I don't think it does anything for anybody. And that would be the thing.
I think it does a lot for a lot of people.
Well,
First time
people
in his career, he turns heel and since it's inception. And everyone's been talking about that, when he got his popularity, finally, when are you going to turn heel and do something? And this makes so much sense because it echoes a lot of what Rock did last year at the WrestleMania press conference. I'm calling my shot. The Mania match needs to be Rock Roman. What's best for business is John Cena challenges for the world title. Fuck you, John Cena. No one cares. So, I love the idea of turning people against him because it's my own personal goal to be the best of all time. You don't give a shit about shaking the hand of whoever has 18 because you don't want anyone to get 18. Don't bullshit me. You can't bullshit a bullshitter, John Cena. I'm onto your schemes. I think John Cena turns heel. I don't know. The question is whether or not this happens at Elimination Chamber because I think it's going to happen, but it seems more like a WrestleMania moment or a WrestleMania Raw moment. Raw.
Does he lose Mania and turn heel?
It could be something like that too.
I also think Triple H is such a Ric Flair fan. I don't know. I don't want Cena to...
That he wouldn't put the belt on him?
Yeah, I don't... No, I think that he wouldn't. I hope. I don't want to see that belt on John Cena at all. At all. And agreeing with you on this makes me very upset. I don't want to see it. I don't want it. I don't want to while Cena wins. Again, I'm going to be really happy on Sunday when I'm wrong with this because I don't want to see it. I don't care.
So the only other thing about this match that I will discuss that I think needs to be noted, right? Because we just talked about, is Cody Rhodes going to be the Rock's champion? But does anyone here, any one of these men, become the Rock's champion? There's a lot of cases you can make. I mean, aside from maybe Damian Priest, but I mean, anyone could really.
Honestly, I would love Damian Priest.
That would be an interesting twist.
It would be a crazy twist. Again, sorry.
Oh no, just to kind of reiterate, Logan Paul already a heel, already super over as a heel, could be considered someone right like that. Seth Rollins has a hatred for Roman Reigns. Less likely, maybe. Well, I think he still doesn't like Rock. CM Punk, very likely. A lot of people speculated a heel turn for a long time. The idea of a Punk, a CM Punk, a corporate CM Punk with a suit and everything else selling out like crazy. I love that. Hey, I was anti-establishment, and now I'm with them because here I am later in my career realizing that, it's what's best for me, brother, something like that. John Cena, again, we already talked about that. And the wild card in all this, and I got to thank your everybody's a cultaholic about this theory because Drew McIntyre completely forgot his contract extension was last year, was given to him by The Rock on social media. So could Drew McIntyre be a dark, they call it darker, in this race? You know, a sleeper in this match that could potentially, or a sleeper that could be a potential advocate for.
And he was the chosen
here.
one. Now he's going to be Rock's chosen one. I just think
2004 Ring of Honor.
I think that comes post Chamber, but before Mania. Because again, what was the favor that he has from Foley? Like that has to I don't want that to be dropped. Like so many things in her wrestling history have been dropped. I want him to. I want, as much as I love CM Punk, I want him to lose this and then go to Heyman. I think that's the more interesting story. Again, fuck Logan Paul forever.
That's a nice storyline.
Again, my Seth, I don't know. I really think it's maybe between Cena and Drew. As much as I think it'd be crazy for a Priest to be like a corporate champion, I think he just comes so many leaps and bounds of being that baby face. I think I honestly I think he might be one to start and then maybe be the first eliminated, or I just want him to do a South of Heaven to somebody.
That's all you care about.
I know. Bye. I love you.
Take your head. Yeah, to me, it could be a number of people, but ultimately, as we go through this, I hate agreeing with Nikki. It's not fun.
No, I think I agree with you.
I do.
Because it was all you just choose with your heart. You don't choose the odds-on favorite. Everyone's saying Cena.
The reason that I'm picking Cena is
the moment
of this is what matters. The moment, the WrestleMania, specifically the WrestleMania moment of either Cody Rhodes or John Cena choosing to turn heel. Actually, as we're talking about WrestleMania, it was like the Stone Cold Vince McMahon turn, right? I can see something along those lines, very similar with the decision between both of them, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, the two biggest baby faces. One of them has to go. One of them has to turn. And that's where I see this going. And ultimately, Nikki and I agree. John Cena.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
But John Cena wins the men's elimination chamber match. But let's go in the chat if you have something different. Some of the comments are Mikey said Punk or Cena walks away the winner, so he's got half and half. Mikey got bet on one. He's got to try to hedge his bets. I don't know. Ed said before he left, Logan Paul is winning, and I'm pretty sure. I thought he was serious, but then he was like, Logan Paul's winning, but I'm calling it now. Logan Paul joins a new blood, and it's Paul Lunga Tunga.
It's just talking shit.
We don't even know. Gets out of hand.
It does.
But Nikki,
yes, babe.
We are through our previews. Let's recap them here for everybody, our listeners. So Nikki and I, the top is what we disagree on, and the bottom is what we agree on. So we both have TS Squared, Tiffany Stratton, and Trish Stratus winning their women's tag team match against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. We also have John Cena winning the men's elimination chamber.
Chamber.
But we differ on the women's elimination chamber winner, where Nikki has Bianca Belair and I have Liv Morgan.
Also, briefly, I did not say, right now Bianca has the WrestleMania streak. WrestleMania streak.
Of 3 matches.
Yeah, but that's the only one that has a streak.
Gosh.
You can't spell WrestleMania without EST. And I hope Bianca wins. That's much delivery, but we'll get to those Mania predictions later.
Fair enough. But we differ on the women's elimination chamber and the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens blood feud match. So let us know in the chat below. Do you agree with me, Nikki? Do your picks align? Do you disagree with some of us? Mostly Nikki, probably.
Steven, I love you.
So
that's what I was thinking. She's like, you can't spell EST with. You can't spell Mania without EST, right? ES. I guess All right, Steven.
Stuff.
I can't do math. I can't spell. I look like Garth.
Oh,
I
man,
got
listen,
it,
there's a
kid.
lot.
I got it.
Sheesh.
I'm gonna go upstairs and make another drink.
Fair enough. Well, we can let you do that. Well, Nikki, I'll pull you out of here. Nikki, yeah. See what you did, Steven? You drove her to drinking. Unbelievable. You're running away. Let's see if we can get through some of the comments. Yeah, Logan Paul's an interesting one, though. Like, I don't know how he's got such great heat that's like almost impossible to ignore. But and he's great in the ring now. I think he's going to be world champion. He's got a lot of ability. He's over with the crowd. Next to Dominic Mysterio, I'm trying to think. And Gunther's, I wouldn't say heat, but like in terms of heel, I would probably say that, yeah, he's over more than Logan Paul's probably over more than 90% of the heels in WWE for sure. So I don't know, but I just can't see him being in the main event match at WrestleMania. I see them just pushing him right to the mid card. I mean, it would be a hell of an athletic match with Braun Breaker, but I don't know if I necessarily want to see that. It's looking like Braun Breaker is going to be with, Finn Balor, maybe Dom Mysterio in a triple threat or a fatal four-way with AJ Styles. So all of those, I would like that match more so than Logan Paul. I don't know. Logan Paul's kind of like a wild card now with everything of where he's going, and like, after this match, I'm not sure. I think we'll see the build-up right before WrestleMania, and usually that mid-card build-up gets about a month, so not the worst. But yeah, let me get the call-in link up here. Let me see as we get ready. So the way it works. All right, let me do it this way. Call in. So you click the link. It's in the chat. Now I'm gonna try and pin it or star it in the chat. But you click the link. It brings you to a new tab in your browser, or if you're on your phone, you'll be in the only browser on your phone, I guess. But come in, put your name in the chat. Make sure you silence if you're on a desktop. Make sure you silence your YouTube page. If you're on your phone, just get ready, type in your name, and we will pull you in. I will write to you and let you know where you are in the order. But let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking for WWE Elimination Chamber 2025. Think about that for a second. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Elimination Chamber. We got men's and women's. So I'm going to hit it. Come back in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know how to do it. Hit the link below as people are chiming in. Go on in. Let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking on this Friday night as we preview Elimination Chamber 2025. So, get to it. Nikki, as she comes back in, there she is. Let's get her in. Nikki, as I like to say, my blondie, since you're my drummer, hit the snare. All right, Nikki. It's exciting. Hello, talk wrestling with us. So, Nikki, we got some regulars on the line.
Yeah, my
Are you ready
friends.
for a regular before a pay-per-view or PLE.
It's a
I hate
PLE.
calling it PLEs. I hate it so much. So, Nikki,
Yes.
we'll start with our friend because this has been a very, very sexually charged episode.
Yeah.
So we need only one person that brings up that level. We see the viewers come in. They see that tank top.
Like
They come. They come in more than one way, Nikki. They're coming.
Oh, we're coming.
Mikey likes it. Let's get sexual. Let's bring in Magic Mikey. Hit it.
Remember, take care of yourself, love one another, be iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story.
I never get tired of the intro. Hello, everyone.
She's like, did he
know you're making
so sexual on this show?
Oh my goodness. I love it. Thank you for having me on. As always, I love being here. I really do.
Mike, we love having you on. And you educate us while you're here, too, because we have so many. Nikki's got.
Every time an NXT thing comes up, I was like, Mikey!
Well, okay, so.
Give me everything.
Okay, so I guess I could give you a quick NXT thing. Things are getting convoluted too because what was it, last month when we got the announcement that TNA and NXT would be continuing its partnership. I thought, okay, we'll get like a month or two. We'll slowly build. No, they just threw everything and everyone in there. Like literally this past week in NXT, we had TNA X Division champion Moose, defend his title against Lexus King. Of all people, which look, go to our review. Everybody knows how I feel about the spray on beard man.
So I did that one time, and not to derail us, but I did this one time, and Nikki looked at me. Yeah, like that look. I don't know if you caught that, but like that look that she just gave me was the look that she gave me when I got home.
It was also the day before my bridal shower. So it was like, you're coming. Anywho, I don't want to digress.
I called myself Nixus King.
It wasn't cute. It wasn't cute.
Understandable, Nikki. I understand. Totally mad with that one. No, but this TNA and NXT thing is kind of going crazy. We are building to their next TV special, Roadblock, which is in 2 weeks. So of course, Moose will be challenging for Oba Femi's NXT Championship. Nathan Frazier and Axiom will be fighting for the TNA Tag Team Championships against the Hardys, so that should be an interesting matchup. But then, of course, the big thing right now is Julia versus Stephanie in a title-for-title match allegedly, with reports being rumored that Julia's a little banged up, so Stephanie might take the title for a little bit, and we get a rematch or a triple threat at Stand and Deliver in April. You had me caught up on NXT this week because they weren't in the Performance Center. They were out on the road on Cleveland, Ohio for this one. So
Mikey, so this is a good, because we cover a little bit of NXT, but like, so what are your thoughts on, because so I have two things that I'm going to throw at you. So one is Julia being potentially injury prone because her signing with WWE took X amount of months after because she was like recovering from an injury. And then now this happens. And question two is more kayfabe worthy. Was this way too soon for these two to face each other?
Okay, so to answer that second question first, well, actually, both of them kind of can be answered in this one. I'm gonna say maybe for the WWE NXT audience, maybe, but for those of us who have seen them fight on the international circuit, I'm never gonna complain. Like that's the crazy thing, and I know depending on how you view this title for title match. Normally, I'm not a big fan of championship versus championship matches unless it's some sort of title unification, which this is not. But it's Stephanie and Julia, who I think are probably some of the top women in the international space of wrestling in general. And that's even way before they came to sign with WWE and be involved in NXT and everything. Julia probably being the #1 Joshi wrestler in Stardom, and then also helping out the new company Marigold before she came to NXT. Stephanie traveling all over the world, but also being a force to be reckoned with in, the Arena de Mexico for CMLL, and all the women's action down there is also fantastic as well. So I think for WWE fans, if they have never seen Julia and Stephanie fight, then maybe too soon. But it's on free TV, so I'm like, I cannot
True.
complain. And plus, if Julia does end up losing the title, because who knows, she may or may not, depending on reports allegedly, that rematch at Stand and Deliver on NXT's biggest stage of the calendar year is going to be great. And then with the rumor of it being a triple threat by adding Jordan Grace into the mix also has me intrigued as well. Who also made her official NXT debut this past Tuesday, might I add.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, that division, even with Julie's injury, is really exciting. Like, to see what they do.
I also feel like why, like, again, between now and Stand and Deliver, like, I know it's like a month and a half, but like they have that rule, like, if you don't defend in 30 days, like, you can't just keep her off TV. Like, I agree with you. If it's not, you're not unifying the belts and you just have her and then Julie's just come back and take it off anyway, then like, why do it?
Again, so this might get me in trouble with some folks on the internet, but as I love both Shawn Michaels and I love Triple H, but Triple H is kind of making me mad in some capacity. So on our show, until he kind of gets it together, he will be referred to as Hunter for us. So Hunter needs to get it together. But ultimately, Shawn does have to answer to main rosters. So I don't foresee any more people moving to main roster now that the official trade window is closed. But honestly, it was just everybody just popping up all over the place. With the exception of Roxanne, I think once Stand and Deliver is over, I think Roxanne will officially be reporting to main roster full time. And I think her final NXT feud, since it doesn't look like it's going to be with Cora, because Cora is currently in TNA land, about to get her butt handed to her by Masha in 2 weeks. So I think Jordan is going to be the person who sends Roxanne on her way out over to the main roster. So
fair enough. Mikey, what else you got for us?
I know we made you tell us all the NXT team.
Well, I mean, the only other thing I'll add to that, and then I'll get into my Elimination Chamber stuff, is that also because NXT has such a big roster in this TNA deal, with TNA stars coming over to NXT, we've also seen the NXT folks come on over to TNA as well. Yesterday. Oro Mensah is back, which makes me super excited. I hope we get to see him back on NXT television. Wes is about to fight at the TNA pay-per-view in 2 weeks. It's a whole bunch of craziness. Also, watching Obafemi in TNA was a very surrealist dream. I was like, this is actually happening in the year 2025. It's crazy. But Elimination Chamber, oh boy. Okay, so I mean, I made my picks along with you guys as you were talking about it, but I'm really hoping, my biggest hope is that the men's chamber is at least more entertaining than it has been, because I've been kind of underwhelmed the last 2 years. Last year, the men's chamber last year left a very sour taste in my mouth. Not because of who won it, just because the pacing was so slow.
It can be a slog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for the women's chamber, the women always end up probably be my favorite of the two chambers every single year, but that's because they give it everything they have. But I do have my picks. As I said before, when we did our picks at BC over here at BC WrestlePod, we kind of cheated. I allowed all the WWE hosts to pick 2. So my #1 is Bianca. Looking at this field right now, Bayley and Roxanne will probably have something else at Mania or leading up to it. I would love for Alexa to be there just because I'm biased and I've missed her so much, but I feel like it's too soon to throw her into a championship match. With Liv being the tag team champ, I don't foresee them starting being Liv of all people as much as I love her doing a belt collector kind of thing. So ultimately, for me, it's going to be Bianca. My second choice is Bailey. I would love to see Naomi get a, win and to get a spotlight, upon returning to the company. But my money is on Bianca. Now, whether or not she turns heel or not is a whole different story, because that's going to be dependent on when in the timeline of things does Jade come back, if she comes back, within the timeline leading up into Mania. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I would love for a heel Naomi, which would be great. And I think that's probably what we're going to get. I think Naomi's going to be the one to turn heel again, because I'm thinking of the interview Bianca did recently where she says she would love to go back to the NXT Bianca, which was a little more heelish, but but she said that it has to be for the long haul. She doesn't want to do it just for a short amount of time and then go back to being a face. So who knows? If she does end up going heel, we can see her do a run through for the rest of this year into 2026. Being heel Bianca, give me the EST version of Bianca. The clap in your face, you don't even go here, Bianca.
Yeah, I loved NXT Bianca so much.
See, I don't have as much experience.
No, I'm just like, she was a star, and that's when she was like clapping, like, oh, like I want that Bianca name.
No, that's fair. Again, I haven't seen. Maybe I'll go back and watch some more of it just to see like what we could experience. But yeah, I haven't experienced much of the heel Bianca on that. Mikey, before we let you go, what's your last shot?
My last shot is that Cena and Punk will probably win the men's elimination chamber. If Logan Paul wins, I riot.
Right there with you. I will be right there with you on the front line.
I can't see Logan. I mean, I see the path to him being the winner, but like to some extent, like I see the logic, but I can't do that. Like Cena, Punk, and I think honestly the bottom three, like not. Maybe there's something to there probably is.
No, I couldn't
order, but like I don't like the bottom three of these seem like the most relevant winners.
Mm-hmm.
Even like Seth doesn't seem like he's got his match. Like Logan Paul seems like a mid card. It's going to be an athletic match with whoever he's with. I just can't figure out who it is.
I think whoever wins will pin Logan Paul, because I think it would be that like we all start freaking out, like, oh my god, Logan Paul's going to win.
He might actually win.
We'll all riot, but at the last second, whoever wins the chamber will pin Logan Paul. I think that's my theory.
It would be amazing. Punk did it.
Fair enough. Mikey, before we let you go, we love you. Podmania is coming. WrestleMania week. We have 3 awesome podcasts. We have a current wrestling podcast, Mikey, led by Mikey El Jefe for that group. There you go. I got that nickname right.
I appreciate it.
Here, but you're El Jefe there.
I am.
Everyone has listen. If what's his name, Fandango can go and leave WWE and come back. And was he JD Drake? What's his name?
No, it's not JD Drake.
Who's JD Drake?
JD Drake.
Yeah, JD Drake is in AEW/ROH.
It's ROH.
What's he called? JP? He's like, you got like.
Mike, if you be quiet for 30 seconds.
So he goes by JDC. His full name is Johnny Dango Curtis.
That is so close.
Because he was Johnny Curtis in. Okay.
I was off by, for the record, I was off by 1 letter. Right? JDC, JDD.
Okay.
You have ADD.
Oh my goodness. No, I'm excited for Podmania as well. But I'm also excited because somebody in this call may or may not be appearing on a WWE review very soon.
Oh yeah, yes. This Sunday, I'm going to pop in for our monthly spot on the Iconic Wrestling Podcast. Was it 2:30 Eastern Time? What's that for you, Mikey? -3. Math is hard.
It really is.
I get math.
It always ends up being a weird show too, because Chamber will just have happened and we'll be like, here's everything that we saw on Raw and SmackDown. Stay tuned tomorrow for the pay-per-view review. But it's important though, because then we can see, okay, this is what they're going for, and it did not work out the way that it should have, but that is okay.
For the record, he said it was because of the way that the show was, not because I came on the show, it got weird.
No. It's gonna be crazy. There's 5 of us, so including you, there will be 5 of us this Sunday. So lots of voices. It's gonna be fun.
Oh man,
Kid, watch
the
them.
anarchy.
Love Mikey. Love this one. Love it.
Yeah, Mikey. Podmania is coming. WrestleMania week. We have a lot planned.
So much.
Mikey and the Iconic Wrestling Podcast Group. We have Josh and our In Your House Wrestling Podcast Group. We are going to cover everything. We got watch-alongs. We got previews. We're going to do a bunch of wrestling shit. Get fucking ready. Let's go.
LFT.
Oh my goodness, Podmania is going to be crazy. As we have dubbed it, it is going to be WrestleMania 41 Hell Week.
Yeah, you refer to it like a pledge week, and then you brought me back to some really awkward college days 20 years ago, 2 decades ago, of just like Hell Week. Oh man, some memories, Mikey. Memories. But that being said, Mikey, pleasure as always having you. I will see you shortly in a few less than 48 hours.
48 hours, yeah.
But Mikey, always love having you on. You, sir, as we like to say here, are cut off. Nikki, Magic Mikey.
I love Mikey. I love always dropping knowledge.
Exactly.
And again, go watch, listen, watch it. Watch it.
I can't do the back thing. Right over there?
No, well, it's a more of a chest hip thing.
Chin up.
Tits out. Watch for the shoe.
Exactly.
But go follow Mikey. He's amazing.
Yes.
We love.
We love our friends here. We have so many fun podcasting friends that have joined us over the last year since we started this, Nikki. This has been so much fun for us. We talked about the reason we started this was to just connect with everyone around the world that loves wrestling, and this is what we're doing. And we're back here a year and change later. Who'd have thunk it? We made it without killing each other over different opinions in wrestling. Because we just love wrestling. We want to see it done. But we love each other. we could never run a pro wrestling.
No,
it would never happen. Because we would never agree on booking. Nikki would book certain people to go over, and I'd be like, it'd be
all we agree on is that we disagree on everything.
Yeah. We do, because I don't know why. I really don't know. I guess opposites track, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that's how it works. So, Nikki, let's get to it. Our phone lines are open.
You're dragging, sister.
I'm always driving.
I say you're dragging.
You don't want to. I love you. I've seen you. All in good fun.
Yes, we were.
That being said, let's go to the phone lines again. We got another regular on. Nikki.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
Yeah.
Good evening, Nick. Party on, Garth.
Am I never gonna I have to get new glasses now.
We can think of somebody else.
Yeah, that's probably an easier.
Like one of the lone gunmen from the X-Files. How about that?
Oh, the one with the long straggly hair?
I don't know that episode.
No, that was a lot of episodes.
Oh gosh. Is it really a riot if it's just one person, by the way?
Guess we'll find out.
He's just gonna run through the town and everybody go like, what's that about?
A spoon in a pot.
I don't know why.
Yeah, with an air horn. Yeah.
This is how it goes off the rails. Steve, what are you drinking? What are you thinking?
I am unfortunately drinking luckily finished it. One of those new orange cream Cokes. I don't like it.
Yeah. Wait, hold on, Steven. Let's do it for you. So, Steve, tell me again your feelings. Hold on. Tell me again your feelings on the orange soda, the Coke orange soda.
I don't like it.
Hated it.
I wasn't sure if that was an exclusive for anything Nikki said.
No, Steven, I would gladly share that with you, my dear.
Oh boy. But yeah, do not recommend. Those are flavors that shouldn't go together. Don't buy it. Sorry, Coca-Cola Company. I'm still open for endorsements otherwise.
Yeah, there goes our endorsement, Steve.
Yeah.
We had a shot. You just had to fake it until you make it. Anyway,
Yeah.
now that we know what you're drinking, what you don't like what you're drinking, but what are you thinking? Hopefully what you like.
All right. Going back to the Mania tournament, are we including the night one main events from the last 5 years?
So
that's what I said. I was like,
not we. I have nothing to do with it. You.
Yes, it was included. Like there was night ones, and yes, the joint panel of AI and myself, which is did come up with night one and night two. It was basically done off of like an aggregate of the internet of like who wrote and liked the matches the most. So kind of some sort of hodgepodge, smorgasbord. That's a good word of that information, and that's how it spit out these seeds that we have now come. And the bottom 8 were easy.
As the bottom 8 that the bottom 8 that. No, go ahead.
We need extra opinions. We didn't have enough extra opinions yet.
There's the bottom 8 that people actually liked, and then there's like ones below that didn't even make the cut. Like I hope nothing from WrestleMania 36 is in there.
No, because you kind of spent like earlier, like the Boneyard match is in there.
Yes, the Boneyard match is in there.
I'm sorry, I really love the Boneyard match.
That's right. That was one I forget. I keep thinking that the night one main event was Braun and Goldberg. No, you're right though. It was the Boneyard match.
So Steve, what's WrestleMania? WrestleMania, say again?
36.
36?
It's Boneyard.
Anywhere.
No. Night one is Boneyard.
It did. Oh, it did. Ooh.
Oh.
No, Boneyard did. Sorry. Boneyard did. Because it was good. We liked it. Sorry, I'm doing a lot. Which is the one? Sorry, Steve, go back. I'm back. Which is the one that you didn't want? Which WrestleMania did you not want on this list?
Actually, most of the card. The Boneyard match was actually okay. Just the whole rest of it was just, it's great that they even still wanted to put on the show, but it was just depressing.
Yeah.
Well, that was Pandemic Mania.
Yeah, yes, and we're seeing night one of the Pandemic Mania was the Boneyard match,
right?
And then night 2 was Drew winning, which was so defeating, and then the weird convoluted shit with the Big Show the next Raw.
Yeah, that Drew Brock match, that would be my pick for worst main event.
Yeah,
that was just, a bad match. You could tell it didn't look like either one of them wanted to be there. Nobody wanted to be there. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt bad watching the whole thing. I did, but I still felt bad about it. And I wish I could get one of those Men in Black neuralizers to
Yeah.
So it did not make the list, Steve. So
Thank
you'll
you.
be happy to know. But then again, there may be 1 or 2 duplicates. I have to double check to make sure it didn't make the list. But
okay,
it did not make the list.
Well, looking forward to it, and if it should, it will meet with the correct amount of vitriol.
Well, that's what we're, because then is the Sasha Bianca night 1 main event on there
in the rain. Yeah, the following.
Maybe that probably should be, because it's a lot better than a lot of matches all the matches that we talked about tonight.
That at least has a good amount of historical significance. I mean, the match was pretty good.
I don't think it's a barn. I don't know, barn burners, maybe that's the right word, but all the matches we talked about today, that match is better than.
Yes, I would agree with that. But
so,
I know. Listen, I don't have enough time. As producer, director, I only have so much time to go through so many. And if certain people showed up in production meetings.
I will give you a production meeting.
Oh, waka waka.
Steve, I love you so much.
What else we got, Ray, besides these great little
all right, the chamber match. Okay, first of all, the chamber. Okay, this isn't at 5:30 in the morning again, right? Okay, like last year.
Right.
All right, good. It's at a normal time for those of us on the East Coast who deserve it. Okay. Predictions for the two chamber matches. I agree that I think Logan Paul is going to be in the final two because that's just going to drive everybody absolutely apeshit. But no, he's not going to win, and I don't think it's going to be Punk because then what do you do with the I have a favor to cash in storyline? So it's going to be Cena. It's going to be Cena. Although the rumors that have been around lately have said it's going to be Drew, even though he won last year. But I
don't want it to be Drew because I don't want him to ruin my whole Shield idea. I want to keep that going until at least after WrestleMania, where it's still viable.
Yeah, I just don't see where you go from that. But then again, I mean, they still have a bunch of weeks to unfuzzy everything, which I guess is part of the fun.
Did Drew fit in because he was Vince McMahon's chosen one, and now he's going to be Rock's chosen one?
That makes sense. I don't know. That could be. I mean, there's just so much history now, even recent history, that there's you can credibly claim that there's a lot of different angles it could go in, a lot of different directions, and it would be a credible theory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I think it's going to be Cena. And for the ladies, I think it's going to be Liv, and I'm going to keep saying
there we go.
And I'm going to keep saying Liv to win these big PLE matches until she actually does win. Like the Inquirer for 25 years kept saying Jennifer Aniston was pregnant, in the hopes that one of the months they were going to be right.
Acknowledge me.
No, I think it's going to be Liv because I think the match is going to be Rhea and Liv and Io Sky, and they'll get Io Sky in there another way. I'm sure, but Liv, tag team champion notwithstanding, I think Liv deserves to be a solo competitor at Mania after the year she's had. That's probably just part of the problem in general with Mania. There's such an embarrassment of riches in terms of people who have had such great years and deserve a spotlight of some sort at Mania. Plus the names that, whether they had a good year or not, they're going to be in the spotlight. Rock. So, right. But yeah, and I don't think it's going to be Bianca or Naomi because I think Jade is going to come back. I think the word is Jade's about ready now, and she's going to show up and she's going to ruin it for both of them and expose both of them for having later out on the top of that car. And that's how that's going to play out. As far as who the last one will be that Liv will beat, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe Alexa, give her a nice big spotlight as she's coming back. I think Raquel will play a part, effectively being Liv's bodyguard from some vantage point from the outside, maybe.
Thank you, Steven. Actually, that was one of the things I was going to talk about. Is like, does Raquel Rodriguez actually like get involved in this match? And like, I remember, I can't remember who it was years ago that blocked off the actual entrance to the Elimination Chamber for whoever. It was like, I think it was like Triple H and Goldberg, but like, I totally could see a situation where like she's the heavy for Liv. Liv's the only one in the match. Like, let her find a way that like Liv's like third or fourth entrant in the match, and she like finds a way to just keep her as until like the second or last entrant, and then she goes in. You know what I mean? Like something in that scenario, because that's what she was brought in to do. So Liv, especially because of the fact that like in theory, right, Bianca and Naomi are looking for Jade's attacker, and they think that it's Liv and Raquel. Since there's 2-on-1 in the chamber, that makes sense to me. So there needs to be some sort of like, oh, I'm gonna stay away from you because you're gonna kick my ass, you know, like that chicken shit heel, as Nikki likes to say all the time.
Yes, exactly. And Roxanne will have the Tiffany spot from a year ago.
Agreed.
Yeah. I haven't seen her do any high spot, but yeah, I'm sure she'll get some sort of push from it. You know, she's already got a crazy big push because like the Royal Rumble and everything else. So.
Mm-hmm. And she's probably going to be doing double duty for a little while between, you know, main roster and NXT. I think like Tiffany was doing last year, and then be up on the main roster for good once Mania is over.
100% agreed, Steve.
Yeah.
But Steve, before I let you go, last shot.
Two quick media things. Number one, just a reminder that next Friday is opening day for Queen of the Ring. Yes. Getting fantastic reviews from what I've seen. You might have to dig for it, though, as far as if you want to see it in a movie theater. It's listed as getting a wide release, but in the terms of the industry, a wide release is anything from 650 screens up above. And, you know, when you compare it to the superhero movies that are getting like 3,500 to 4,000 screens or even more, plus it's up against like bigger level competition that same weekend, like Mickey 17. I think they scheduled Queen of the Ring they said it's going to get anywhere from 750 to 1,000 screens. So if you want to see it in the movies, I think you're going to have to look for it. Otherwise, just wait for it to appear on a streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I would imagine, I'm not expecting it to do well commercially. So probably by June, I would say. I would have to guess, because, you know, anything that doesn't do well commercially tends to get a pretty quick path to streaming. And the other thing is, just before the show, I saw there's a series of YouTube videos called Snack Wars. Yes. The most recent one that they posted today, they've had a few wrestlers on over time. The most recent one that they posted today was with Chelsea Green. And it's adorable. So definitely, I recommend the whole series, but definitely check this one out. She's going UK snacks versus US snacks.
Yeah. I've seen like Seth, Becky, Paige, Big Show, Triple H.
Cody's done one. Bryan Danielson has done one. And she was over there, I think, to promote. These are all done in England, and I think she was there to do publicity for when they go over there. Actually, it's in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, because basically they're there for like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. But she makes this one. She makes this one a lot of fun. There's also alcohol involved at some point, which kind of tracks. But just definitely recommend checking that one out after the show, of course.
Yeah. Well, Steven, you know me.
Steven, well put. As always, Love having you. Cheers. Till next time, you, sir.
Adios, amigos.
Cut off.
Stay
Pringles box.
Don Pringle. I can't even.
Yeah. He's just He comes in. He always brings the heat every time. Just brings great calls.
He's a real ring-a-ding-dong dandy. Thanks, guys.
All right. One more and we'll get out of here. We've gone long. I know
No.
we started a little late, went a little long. We appreciate you all hanging with us for a little overtime here. So as we get to it,
We got our friend.
yeah, we got friends. We got regulars, Nikki.
I know. Our latest, greatest. Love him.
Before you hit, we hit it with
Before he punches my
music.
wall again.
Hit the old like and subscribe. But Nikki, stay with me. She loves you on your rocket.
Your little face in that rocket makes my heart happy. No, baby.
Oh no, muted.
How did you do
No, he didn't do it. Hold on, I get to do it. Then I get to do that. He has a bad connection.
On the line. Love isn't always on time. Oh, oh, oh. On the line. Love isn't always on time. Oh, oh, oh.
Let's bring him back in, Josh.
Yeah.
There he is. We did it. We got him here.
Sorry, it was muted on the old StreamYards there. Awesome.
Josh,
All right,
you know,
so
there's only one way to get on the show.
Acknowledge me.
In your by muting all of your sound and getting your speech.
well, it's a good way to get on the show, you know? It is. So love what you guys are doing. I have to go back to the women's division though when we were discussing that. And I think Bianca's going to win the chamber. And I think we get a heel turn. I think it shocks Naomi. I think Jade's going to come back. And then we get heel Bianca at Mania going up against Rhea. Now, with that though, I kind of think since we've seen the Street Profits do their little turn, go heel, I think we could pull off a Bianca being the leader of a group like that, adding another female. I don't know who you could add at this time, but having that be like a Nation of Domination 2.0, but with a strong female leader, I think that would play over so well in today's environment, and it would really put Bianca on the level that I think she needs to be put at with the WWE and their fan base. Just because I see the work that she's done. She's honestly, you know, whatever the reason they took Jade off, Bianca didn't skip a beat. She stayed in the role that they had her in. They added Naomi. Naomi there for a minute. To me, it seemed like the crowd was either going to be hit or miss with her. And it just so happened to turn out that it hit for them. To me, Naomi's worked her butt off to get back to where she's at. And she's not one who took her when they released her. She didn't go home cry. She continued to work and build and got herself back to where she's at now. And now look at the relationship they have with TNA. It's amazing. I could go on about that. But I just think that
I didn't mean to cut you off, but to that point, what about like what is Meta 2? Like, so Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson, like being with her, like, because Lash Legend had like that hot moment for like 2 weeks on SmackDown that they were there. would you be open? Is that a trio that you'd like, or do you want Naomi in this group with Bianca? Or separate?
I would like Naomi in the group with Bianca, because this is what I'm thinking. You need a Owen Hart type character in that group. Naomi in the ring, she can run with an Owen Hart type character. I don't know character wise though. And like, I don't know. I do want her in that group though, but how do we get from her being shocked that Bianca did the turn, won the chamber, went on? Does she win against Rhea? Does Rhea win over her? I think us as fans were, at least me and the group I know of, we're desperate for that Bianca Belair and Rhea match at Mania. We're just desperate for it. We want it. It's money.
So every, like, at least the quartet, right? Like the foursome group usually has a tag team, a mid-carder, and then the leader. Mm-hmm. What if Naomi, in this case, it seems like was the lieutenant of the group, right? Like, so Bianca could be the leader and Naomi, because the idea behind that, to me, like, to your point, the Owen Hart, right? It's the same theory of that eventually, right? The group's not going to be, like, good things don't last forever. A group's not going to stay together forever. So the idea is that you more than likely, most groups are structured the same way. You have a tag team, you have a mid-carder, and you have a leader. So ideally, the goal, in my opinion, business-wise, is to have the mid-card talent ascend to the main event talent because they're challenging the leader of the group. So to your point, if Naomi is the second in command to Bianca in this group, it could then, like what I've been saying, is if the goal is to elevate her to some sort of main event status, that could be the conduit to get her there.
No, I mean, you're right in that sense. But I think we're in an age, though, that we can play outside the rules that were set from prior, just like with moving on to the John Cena thing. Yes, I don't want to see him win it. I don't. But I could understand why they do it, especially if they give us heel Cena. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him winning and going this way. But to get the heat that he would need for this to pay off, you had to call your own shot to get in the Elimination Chamber. He did that. You have to win in the Elimination Chamber. He has a chance to do that. And then you would have to do something like become corporate Cena. And I know, trust me, but Nikki, it would sell. There would be so many people who would buy into that because, again, I'm going back to why can't we play outside the rules that were set? And that would be a new way to break hearts of Cena fans. Grun on our show, biggest Cena fan. I seen the dude cry when we read the announcement of Cena retiring. Listen, to break his heart would be the best thing in this world, especially in this moment. And that's what I want. That's what I'm throwing my money at. That's what I want. But if I'm going dark horse, I'm saying Logan Paul could fit. And he could fit all of those little angles right there. And you could
comment on all of this.
If
this is legit Cena's last, 10 months? And of the 20,000 years that he's been in this, why are you going to turn him heel now? It doesn't
because it's something new.
Why be new when you're leaving, sister? You're leaving. It makes
you something you haven't done.
I hate it.
Ever.
I hate it so much. Bang. So you're like The Rock. That's like it's like, do you want to outpace Big Show of heel face turns? I don't care.
No, because
fuck The Rock. Fuck John Cena.
He's not outpacing because he hasn't turned. He hasn't changed face or heel.
Yeah, but that's what I'm. Sweetheart, shut up. That's what I'm saying to you. Everyone's clamoring for a heel John Cena turn. To me, it makes no sense. I get you. He's little dipping in your whole, like the Cody Rhodes, like Homelander thing. He's like, I'm calling my shot. I deserved it. I paid my dues. And like, as much as I was like, well, fuck that. But also, okay, get it. But for him to turn heel makes no fucking sense.
It does.
No, because he's leaving.
No, because it's his character.
Who is he putting over?
It's
Who
not
the fuck is he putting over? Because I'm sorry, you're a veteran. You're here to put people over. If you're not going to put Cody Rhodes fucking over, then get the fuck out of my face.
The point is that he's getting in the match because it's the heel. It's the heel. It's him getting what his character feels he's owed. It's kayfabe. That's the whole point, is that he is owed this because he's the company guy. Damn it!
Well, Austin Theory says hello.
Austin Theory, screw Austin Theory. Are you kidding me?
There's nothing for nobody. There's nothing for nobody.
Look, I get tensions are high with this one, and I understand why. And I understand where you're coming from, Nikki, but if you've ever rode a roller coaster, there's not just one little loop. There's not just one little hill you go down. There's got to be a ride. And I think John Cena is the guy you invest in to make that the ultimate thing, because at the very end of this, he needs everybody who's ever given a crap about him to care for his final match. And in 10 months, I think you could tell a story of John Cena selling his soul to the corporate and then winning the crowds back over for his final match, and it being a moment, because we are in an era that we need to turn the page. Ric Flair did a great thing for wrestling in the ring. Outside of the ring, I've grown to dislike the dude. But between those ropes, Ric Flair was a feature at one point. People wanted to watch him. You either wanted to watch him win or you wanted to watch him bleed and just lose. And I think it's time that John Cena takes that and becomes the new chapter of that. Something more obtainable, something more that the next generations can go, oh, he's going after Cena's record, not he's going after Ric Flair. Who the hell's Ric? Hey, the last time I seen Ric Flair, he was at a bar yelling at a waitress. That's not a good representation to have. And for the WWE, they're ready to move forward, but there has to be some controversy. We would all hate it if we just had a whole year of, yay, John Cena's back. Oh, you can't see him. I'm tired of seeing it. I want to see people crying when they see John Cena turn. I want to see little kids throwing their Cena stuff. I think he's at a level that this would be the biggest payoff you're going to get out of Cena that you possibly could.
Josh, that is a phenomenal point. I agree with you. My wife may or may not.
I know. I like.
We're gonna win her over.
No, part of me like no. It's not like I don't. The part of me like agrees with you, but like again, I'm very torn. I'm very like all this about it. Like what you said absolutely makes sense, but also it's just like he's your white boy baby face, never turn fucking heel. You're gonna have him turn heel at the fucking end of the road. Like I don't.
But now you can have that for Cody. Cody never turns heel. Cody is always there. He's living out his daddy's dream. Woo! It's gonna be fantastic. You got to let the story play out. Trust me. After they did the bloodline, I have decided to just buy the ticket, sit in the seat, and ride the ride.
Exactly.
I want to be so wrong tomorrow. Like I don't want Cena to win, but it's gonna be lost.
I want to be there with you. I want this rant to be ridiculous.
So many feelings, and Steven's horrified. We scared you.
I don't think it's going to be ridiculous. I think it's going to be pretty accurate. But Josh, before we let you go, stop, my friend.
All right, so this is my last shot. Here it goes. Mondays, you can catch me, the Window Lickers. We go IYH and we go Monday Night Raw. It's me. It's the Blue-Eyed Villain Grunmeister and the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway. We talk Monday Night Raw. I give you a subject. It's a general subject. We all talk about it. And then my co-hosts, they take over and we talk what they want to talk. So come join us 7 p.m. Monday nights. It's a treat, a hoot, some would say. I wouldn't say that, but some people would. Fridays, you can catch me. Fridays, sorry, getting a little confused. 5 p.m., you can catch us. You're going to drive home. You're going to listen to us watch ECW. And right now, we've gone into season 2. It's the new ECW. It's 1999 ECW. So there's a lot of faces you might recognize. So come join me and House and when we get extreme. Next week, we are having Cruz Ric Flair on our show. If you don't know him, he is a co-host of the Sabu Speaks on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. on Twitch. He also goes on the Jericho Cruises, and he does this imitation of Ric Flair. This past cruise was a very interesting one for him. He had a lot of stories, maybe got in a little trouble, maybe took a bottle behind the bar when he wasn't supposed to and started handing out shots and chanting woo. We don't know, but you'll find out. Tune in Friday. That's 5 p.m. on your drive home. It's a great time. Sunday, last thing I'm plugging is our house party. It's usually around brunch time, 11 to 12, depending on when we wake up from the party before, and it's going to be Elimination Chamber party. So join us, the In Your House crew, on a Sunday where we talk everything that happened from that previous week of wrestling, and we catch you up on what we're doing. There's an app in talks, there's the Mania pod going on, there's connections being made. We are moving in this network of wrestling, and hopefully soon we'll be making a mark.
Well put, Josh. Super excited for all In Your House is doing. Check them out. Looking forward to them being part of Podmania 2025 for WrestleMania week. We are super excited. Josh, we love having you as a regular of the show.
100%.
The newest regular, making an impact. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh,
sir,
the boys, pleasure until we see you next. You, sir, are cut off. Let's hit it one more time.
And quit it. Josh's little face in the rocket makes me laugh so hard. Josh, I love you.
There's Easter eggs in all these videos of our regulars. So if you keep watching, you'll catch
it makes
on
me laugh so hard.
Yes, we were super excited. Next week is we'll be back here. Actually, sorry.
Sunday, Chambras,
yes,
if you will. Take off your bras and burn them. We'll be here. Breaking it down, we're breaking down our Big Nick energies. I want you to tell me what your Big Nick energy moments are. Like we're breaking down on Sunday. The Chambras.
Yes, we're doing a lot. We're breaking it down. We're doing the last 3 of the play-in rounds of March Mania Madness. We got to vote on that.
I'm gonna wear a Macho Man shirt.
Yeah, I guess we got to do matching Macho.
Oh my God! Can we both wear a purple one?
Let's not get screwed. But he said we got a lot to get through next. So we're here on Sunday night. It'll either be 5 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Eastern. We have to figure it all out. But one of those hours, make sure you're free during those hours. But we'll be back doing March Mania Madness. We also, next Friday in our normal spot, we have a very special guest coming on the show for March. We have a former 2-time women's champion coming on the show next week. Layla will be joining us. Layla. I had a good video, but So very exciting. We got a lot of guests lined up for March. A lot of fun stuff. So get ready. We're excited to have you. So before we go, let us take us out the only way, Nikki, we know how to take us out. With our not so CCO, who's been in a couple of our March Madness matches already. Unfortunately for you, Nikki, it's one of your faves. But let's let Paul Levesque, Triple H, take us out.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. You know, banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
Able to do that tonight, as always, the last couple of months. So thank you all for coming on. Josh, always love having you. Thank you for coming on. We'll see you soon. Sunday morning in your house podcast. Probably pop on there. You might see me chiming in from time to time. So
me yelling about Sherry Martel.
And Nikki yelling about a bunch of stuff. So
I just yell, you know me.
Thank you for being with us tonight. We know we started a little late, went a little late. We will be back Sunday.
Fun day.
We will see you Sunday recapping WWE Elimination Chamber. But until then, you do not have to go home.
But you can stay here. And goodbye, my baby.